More than half of life on Earth is underwater.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 7 of the 27th AIDA Freediving World Championships. Here in beautiful Limassol, Cyprus, we are having a fantastic morning. Surface conditions are amazing, nice and flat, as we can see behind me. As always, the view into my world. My name is Brandon Reed. I am a freediving instructor and breath training coach. And today we have the women's constant weight discipline. With constant weight, if you remember to the very beginning of the competition, we had constant weight bifins, which was constant weight using only bifins. So finning down with 2 fins, grabbing a tag, doing 1 pull on the candy cane at the bottom if you want to, and then kicking all the way back up again. Today, with constant weight, you can either use bifins doing the same thing, or, which is, in my opinion, much more fun, is use a monofin, which we'll see just now, but if you think of a mermaid's tail, it's 1 fin that your feet are attached to, and you do movements like that. Actually, as we can see right now, we have Brigitte Benegas, who is wearing her monofin. Ooh. Okay, there we go. So we can see our start list for the day. Brigitte is one of the openers. But we're going to be officially starting at 8:30 in 5 minutes with Jung-Sun Kim of South Korea. So you can see a nice, beautiful shot from underwater. I heard yesterday that the water was there was about 40 meters of visibility, which is really fantastic. On the surface here, we are watching the 3 safeties who are watching Brigitte on her opener dive. We have 2 openers each day in order to test the line, test the depth, make sure the judges are good to go, making sure the safeties are good to go. And then we get started. Let's see. Before we begin, please make sure you are following AIDA Freediving on Instagram for all of our behind-the-scenes stuff, all of our updates on what's going on, either with weather or with any delays or with just congratulations of the athletes. We've got lots of cool stuff going on there. Now let's see, here we can see Brigitte. She's coming up. During the openers, you can do any discipline you want. They do not count towards national records or anything. They're really just to make sure that everyone is firing on all cylinders. we go. As you can see, she is demonstrating surface protocol. When a diver pops up out of the water, they need to do a few things. They need to remove their facial equipment, whether that be goggles or a nose clip or a mask. They need to then give an OK sign, and then they need to verbally say, "I am okay." They need to do all of that within 15 seconds of coming up out of the water, and then judges will observe for between 30 to 60 seconds to make sure, or to observe 30 to 60 seconds before they give a judgment on that dive. And as you can see, Bridget was successful in her surface protocol, and she was given a white card, which means if she were diving for points for the day, she would have gotten full points. Yellow is an early turn, which means you will get some points. You didn't get all the way down to the bottom, or you did get all the way down to the bottom but did not get the tag. So you'll receive some points but not all points, and then a red card is a disqualification for any reason, from a surface blackout, a deeper blackout, pulling on the line when you should not be. There are a bunch of different reasons to get a red card. So, divers don't want red cards. They would prefer to have white cards, but they are okay with yellow cards. Some divers are okay with yellow cards, I should say. We have two lines set up here, so while one is being set up, as we can see here by the safeties, the other one has a diver doing their breathe up. A diver has 5 minutes to sit on the line and wait before their official top. In that time, they are either visualizing, they are just focusing on their breathing. Every diver is different, so everybody has a different thing that they do during their breathe up. You hear the judge call official top and starts counting positive numbers. After the official top, a diver has 30 seconds to begin the dive, which you can see here. We have Chung Sung Kim, Haley, as she prefers, doing a 56-meter dive with the monofin with an announced dive time of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The monofin is a very powerful fin. I was able to try one a few days ago, and I'm used to using bifins, but for the first time I used monofin, and man, you just fly through the water. It's a really incredible experience. Looks like Haley has her fingers over her mouth. Okay, so she grabbed a tag, she put it into her hood, and now she comes back up to the surface, starting with little motions at the bottom, and then moving to bigger motions as she goes. When you use bifins, the movement starts in your thighs and sort of whips down to the tips of your fins. With monofin, we can see that the movement is starting up in her abdomen, in her abs. And in doing that, that creates much more power generation as that wave moves through the body. Here we see safety number 1 and safety number 2. Safeties will meet a diver in the top 1/3 of their dive. Okay, she's on the surface. She's okay. Haley is an underwater model and does lots of environment protection and cleaning activities. So please do check out Haley on Instagram @_Jungsung Kim. We got our first white card of the day, which is very exciting. Great way to start the day. We can also see the current was nice and non-existent, it looked like. If you've been watching the dives before on the other days, specifically the free immersion or the no fins day, you will know that we've had a bit of current coming through. And in no fins events, not so much free immersion, but definitely constant weight no fins, where you're not allowed to touch the line at all. It is very current dependent. Whereas something like this with constant weight, you are able to propel yourself much more efficiently through the water, and current, while it can still be an issue, is definitely not as much of an issue as it is with the no fins events, and again specifically the constant weight no fins. Next up we have Yukimoto of Japan doing a 56-meter dive with announced dive time of 1:50. Her last deep competition was in 2019 in the Infinity Depth Games in Larnaca, where she placed 3rd overall. So she's taking a nice full breath on the surface and then does some packs. Packing is an advanced technique used by freedivers to get more air into their lungs, but also to be able to equalize at a deeper depth. We have some really nice, powerful kicks. She's going down. With these kicks, she's going faster than about 1 meter a second. In the beginning of the dive, a diver has to cut through the positive buoyancy at the surface of the water. Wearing a wetsuit, having a lot of air in your lungs adds positive buoyancy, so you are more likely, you tend to float on the surface of the water. But as you go deeper and deeper, you begin to be neutrally buoyant, and then at this point now we can see she has completely stopped finning and she is negatively buoyant, so she's just sinking. And we call that negative buoyancy the free fall, which, if you ask most freedivers, that is their favorite part of the dive, because you can just completely relax, completely let go of anything around you, and just fall and fly, and it's really, really amazing. She's been diving for about 10 years, I believe. And this is her 5th championship. She almost didn't come to this event because she hadn't really done much deep training since 2019, partially due to the pandemic. And also because of her work. She's a very, very busy bee. Grabbing nice and high on the line. Doing some good recovery breaths. She's okay. As we can see, she's taking some really strong recovery breaths. She does that because even if you get to the surface and you take a few small breaths, there's still the possibility of having a surface blackout. White card, very nice. And we saw a few of those yesterday. And it's always difficult to say if a diver was just not taking their full recovery breaths or they were going to black out on the surface anyway. But the best thing you can do when you come up is to, no matter how shallow or deep your dive is, whether it's a 5-meter dive or a 500-meter dive, always do strong recovery breaths. That's your number one priority when you come up. And if you don't know what recovery breathing is, go take a freediving course. The best way to get into freediving is to take a course. An instructor will walk you through all of the, not only the science and the physiology that comes with freediving, but also give you some coaching and tell you how to do freediving safely. Okay, we're off to a great start. 2 white cards, which is what I like to see. Quick shout out to all of our sponsors, Double K, Best Dive, Paralens, EDT, and also to all of the sponsors sponsoring all of our athletes. I've said it many times and I'll continue to say it. Shout it from the top of this boat. Your support helps the athletes compete, train comfortably, and we really appreciate all of that because it makes the sport more fun. Today the current has shifted slightly, not necessarily the bottom current, but the current on the surface of the water, and so the boat has shifted slightly. So where in the past few days we've been able to have the dive area illuminated by beautiful and radiant sun, today it is being blocked a bit by my crow's nest up here, by the rest of the boat. And that means that I am sitting in the sun. So I have applied copious amounts of sunscreen. I want to make sure that I'm taking care of my skin and being safe as well. And I do have my umbrella situation all sorted up here, so no reason for any of you to worry at home about me. Okay, up next we have Georgina Miller of the UK doing a 58-meter constant weight dive with an announced dive time of 2 minutes.
Is this working now?
So I don't see Georgina. And her official top was 1 minute ago. So, and it looks like nobody's on the line, and that looks like line A, which is what she's supposed to be diving on. So, that could be a few things. There could be a delay. It could also be that she did not start. Divers are on the day. If they don't want to dive, they don't have to. A diver just doesn't show up. They get a DNS, as you can see right there. And then we move on. Okay, so here we have Chantal Steiner of France with her coach that looks like Abdel Alwash. Yes, yeah, I believe so. Chantal is doing a 60-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:15. So she has written here that her PBs for constant weight bifins, so just using the bifins, is 66 meters. Doing constant weight, just doing constant weight is 65 meters. Constant weight no fins is 40 meters, and free immersion is 50 meters. And so for today, with constant weight, she is shooting 5 meters shorter than what her PB is. As we've talked about in the past too, there's a lot of pressure on athletes this is a World Championship event. Having the dive eye watching. Dive eye is not necessarily a very common thing to have at events. Having a live stream watching is not a common thing to have at events. And for some athletes, that can add a bit of pressure. Not that I'm saying that it is adding pressure for Chantel. I know she's a lot of experience. But there's definitely some wisdom in announcing a dive that you know you can hit. Whereas if you progress to a PB, there's always a little bit of unknown associated with that. She started freediving when she was very young, doing spearfishing. And then she actually discovered freediving as a sport in 1998. And then has been practicing and sharing experiences with many divers up until she met Abdel, and he started coaching her. And then she started competing. Again, Chantel has up to 30 seconds to begin her dive. In this time, a diver is taking a full breath in. They are packing. Some divers pack, others don't. You can see she is pinching her nose. Chantel is using a low volume mask. So that is a mask that is more flexible than a scuba mask. It is closer to your eyes and your face than a scuba mask is. And that is all because you want to have as less air you don't want to have a lot of air being used to fill that airspace. As you go deeper and deeper, your air spaces get compressed, which is why we need to equalize our ears. There is air in our middle ear, and as we dive deeper and deeper, that airspace gets smaller and smaller. And if we don't equalize our ear, we can have an eardrum rupture, which is a barotrauma, pressure-related injury. Definitely something that we don't want. And if you wear a mask like Chantel is, that is an extra airspace on the outside of your body that you need to continue to equalize. So as she was going down, she was holding her nose, and she was regulating the amount of air that went into the mask, because she also needs that same air to also equalize her ears. She's coming up looking nice and strong. As we've said many times, there are a lot of different ways to freedive. Some divers have really big, powerful kicks. Other divers opt for smaller, more frequent kicks. Some divers are looking nice and fresh. Other divers will keep their arms above their heads to have a more streamlined position. Other divers will have their arms down at their sides for a more relaxed position. Every diver is different. Every diver works hard to figure out what works best for them. She has the tag. And a white card. Fantastic. Very nice, Chantel. Great dive. Really nice and fresh on the surface. That's what we like to see. Okay. Next up we have Cassandra Cooper of Canada doing a 60-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:08. Cassandra started training in January of 2021, so just this year. And she has made a lot of progress in that time. She has a national record in bifins, which is... Ooh, I don't have her national record here because I am a bad commentator. But her PB is 67 meters. She will be using the bifins today, which again is allowed. She says her best dive was in her first competition when she actually did 55 meters constant weight. She says that she really can't tell us much about the day, but that she really enjoyed the warm-up dives, and she felt really, really confident right before the dive. Here we go. So as you can see, she is doing bifins. A diver is allowed to do this during constant weight. There are many reasons why a diver would opt for bifins over using a monofin. Sometimes you're just more comfortable with bifins. Other times you don't own a monofin. Sometimes just training-wise, you feel you have more experience using the bifins, you've trained better for it. We've got an early turn out of Cassandra. One of the things that can happen on a dive is losing your mouthfill. Mouthfill is a technique used by freedivers where they move air from their lungs up into their cheeks. And as they get down to residual volume, which feels like if you push all of the air out of your lungs and then you hold your breath, that is what residual volume feels like. After about 40 meters, a diver gets to that even if they have a full lungs of air in the surface. And so a diver needs to actually move that air up into their mouth to then be able to equalize their ears. Okay, here she is on the surface. Hi. Doing her recovery breaths. Looking good on the surface. Shaking for no tag. So that is a yellow card. She will receive some points for this dive, but not all. The points will go towards her overall scoring on today, and towards her overall scoring in the competition as a whole. Cool. I am joined by two very lovely people. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
Cool.
自己紹介どうぞ。
I'm Yuki Muto from Japan. I finished my dive, and today the sea is so good, very calm and no current.
It looked really, really nice.
Yeah, so nice day.
Yeah. Is there anybody that you want to talk to or thank at home?
So I'm gonna thank you for all my Japanese friends, which support me all the way to come here and my dive. Arigato.
Yeah, amazing.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, hello. I'm Fumi Sonezaki, also from Japan. Then I dove free margin, then and constant Monofin. Then my dives are finished. But yeah, today I supported the Yuki today. Then she got a white card, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect dive.
It looked really nice, yeah.
And support is very important.
So important.
Yeah, especially such kind of big competition. Yeah, without her, I cannot get white card.
Yeah. Having a really good coach really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's so weird to think that we're getting to the end of the competition.
Yeah.
Like there's this event, and then tomorrow men's, and then a few makeup on the last day, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Feels like we just started.
Oh yeah. So fast.
So fast, yeah.
But I think if the day before yesterday is calm like this, maybe anybody can dive more easily.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And the conditions are so nice today. Do you know what the water temperature is?
Let's say maybe
To
25.
25
24, 25, okay.
surface.
Oh, okay, nice.
Did you have like a therm climb?
Maybe thermocline is about 30 meters.
Okay. Thermocline at 30, okay, that's cool. Okay, we have Lily Crespi of France doing a 60-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2 minutes and 10 seconds. She's been freediving for about 10 years and started when she was around 30, completely by accident, on a trip through Southeast Asia in Thailand. Yeah, really, really beautiful technique here.
So relax.
Nice and relaxed, yeah. Oh my
There's
gosh.
no current, so she
No
can
current at all.
pretty cool.
She must enjoy this dive.
Yeah, I mean what a way to finish off the competition with really, really perfect conditions.
Actually, this is free diving.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. This is what it should be with conditions being amazing like this. I mean, obviously we can't always have nice conditions like this, but if you ask me, the best freediving happens in conditions like this, where you can completely just relax into the dive. You can completely go off to another planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, again, really nice technique.
Yeah, her streamline is so beautiful and so smooth.
Mm. Yeah, again, the movement starting from the stomach.
Yeah.
We have our first safety. Second safety. Yeah, really nice relaxed dive. I was saying that some divers prefer more powerful
Yeah.
kicks, and then other divers have smaller and faster kicks. It's all up to personal preference. Okay, goggles off, nose clip off. I'm okay.
So fresh.
Great.
Really fresh.
Very fresh.
Oh, and I mean, and she knows how good that dive felt. Like you can see on her face when you have a dive like that. it shows as soon as you come up.
Yeah.
And as I was saying the other day too, I think one of the things that all of us freedivers share is that experience of a really amazing dive.
Yeah.
And so when one person has that dive, we all feel that good feeling.
Yeah. It's really hard to say, but it's so happy.
It really is. Yeah, it's a really cool thing that we all share. Amazing. Yay.
Bravo, Lily.
Bravo. Bravo.
Very nice dive.
Yeah.
And there you can see her coach. Oh, yeah. I really hope these dives continue to just be amazing. Because, I mean, again, the conditions are so perfect and...
In the early morning, it's more a little bit choppy, but it's getting better and better, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the water has calmed down so much. It's getting to be nice and smooth on the surface again.
Yeah.
Yeah, today, even in the warm-up area, it's very calm, so maybe everybody can do good preparation.
Yeah. Oh, food delivery, my goodness. Thank you.
Sasha.
Thank you very much, Sasha. Sasha being one of the organizers, behind the scenes, putting everything together. Just being generally amazing, supporting all the athletes when she can. Okay, up next we have Kathleen Grubel of Germany doing another 60-meter dive with announced dive time of 2:35. She considers herself a very slow diver, and we can see, because Lily before her did the exact same depth, and Kathleen is doing it 25 seconds slower. At least that's what she's announced. As she puts her head into the water, you saw her put her hands over her ears to open her wetsuit. She's flooding her hood there, and that means she's letting water into the outside of her ears. Because if you don't do that, that becomes an airspace.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't actually equalize that unless you open it and let water in.
She's doing with bifin.
Yes, doing bifins. So that may also be why she's announced a little bit longer of a dive time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bifins are maybe not as powerful as a monofin is. There's less surface area with bifins. They move independently of each other. But still another really nice free fall. The last competition she did was Honduras, where she placed first in CNF and second in free immersion. Ooh, early turn, so close to the bottom. But, I mean, doing an early turn, if you are not feeling good, is always better than trying to push through.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, again, we never want to be pushing. We don't want to ride the flexibility of our eardrums. I mean, that's how you end up getting an eardrum injury. And what I always tell my students when I'm teaching courses is that, you know, if you get an injury, that scar tissue comes in your ear, and that is easier to break again in the future.
Oh, I see.
And so we always want to try and avoid injuries as much as we can, and especially with the very sensitive tissue of our eardrums, of our lungs, our throat. So even if you're 1 meter away from the bottom, if you're not feeling good, you should turn around.
Yeah, that's true.
But sometimes it's a difficult decision. So I think people can do that and very wise.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, those who decide to turn, I think, have a lot of, they know themselves very well.
She looks okay.
Yeah, she looks totally fine. It probably was an equalization issue.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those white figures?
No tag, so she will receive a yellow card. But because she did dive most of the way down, she will have a fair amount of points associated with that. I think she turned at 57 about, so that would take, I think, 4 points off of the total. So I think that would put her at 56 points. But a really nice dive, looked really relaxed. And I mean, again, with these kinds of conditions, it's a really nice way to sort of finish off the competition. I know there are a few people who still need to dive, but I know a lot of people are, today is their last day. So what a way to finish off the comp.
1, 2, 3, stop.
Up next we have Zoya Golovnia, of Russia, doing a 62-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:15.
A little bit up. Okay.
Her personal best in constant weight is 65 meters. I believe she's using the Monofin, so we'll get to see that today.
I think some people announce no shower depths because of the current
Yes.
yesterday and the day before.
Yes. Yeah, we've said a few times that, you know, athletes need to announce what they're going to dive the night before, the day before at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they need to decide if they're going to, because I mean, freediving isn't just diving down and diving back up again. It's taking into account how you're feeling, it's taking into account how much rest you've had, it takes into account the current, and all of those things then go into your announcement because you cannot change it once you have announced. And with the current being what it has been the last few days, I'm sure there are a few divers who are still playing it safe. And so even though Zoya can do more, the white card is better than the yellow card and is much better than the red card.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good decision to, especially if you're looking at the conditions and what they have been, playing that game as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the skills to read the weather, current, condition.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
Here she
She's
comes.
very long free fall.
Yeah. You know, she kicked really, really powerfully at the bottom to start getting momentum, and now she has gone to a very small kick, small and frequent.
Wow.
Yeah, very,
Small and quick.
very small and quick. Yeah.
Sometimes big motion use a lot of energy.
Yes.
Way to think it.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
And also sometimes can make a resistance, like a big.
Yes. Yeah. If you're coming too far out of your streamline, you will then start creating drag instead,
Yeah, yeah.
which has the opposite effect of what you want. But looking really good.
So relax. Super fish.
Super fresh, looking really nice. She's okay.
Nice.
Continuing to do her recovery breathing on the surface.
Wow, good smile.
Yeah, good smile. She became a freediving instructor 5 years ago, and was one of the students of Natalia Molchanov. Okay, so we have a white card, which is fantastic.
2 minutes to official top. 2 minutes.
Do you want to join us as well? I can scoot over. We just had Zoya. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lily.
Hi, Lily.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good.
I just wanted to see the other dives.
Yes. And now we see you.
1:30. 1:30.
Cool. I wanted to thank you for being in the comments on all
I
of the
know.
videos.
I have lots of friends diving, so I'm like
yeah, no, absolutely.
cheering for everyone.
and thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. We'll see you guys later.
Great dive.
Yeah, I was saying yesterday, or was it yesterday? No, it was the day before yesterday, I think, that you were in the comments keeping me honest, making sure that.
No, I'm mostly just cheering for my friends.
1 minute.
Well, I appreciate the backup and making sure I'm not screwing up in any way.
I don't know.
Cool. How was your dive?
Amazing.
It looked
Today
so nice.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah,
no
you're.
current. The conditions were perfect. It's super. The sea is super quiet on the surface, so you can really go into this peaceful state before you dive.
Yeah, no,
it
it's
was
amazing.
Beautiful conditions today.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah, and your free fall
30
looked incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't feel
Well, I mean, especially
straight at all.
compared to what it looked like the other day.
I kept correcting my position, but no, it felt beautiful.
It looked really nice. And you especially looked very relaxed. So.
Yeah, I was, because it was an easy depth that I announced. I had a bit of equalization problems lately, and I had a bit of a cold, and so I just wanted something that I knew I could equalize to no matter what.
Of course.
So I didn't, I had zero stress before going, so it was a very
Perfect.
relaxed dive.
Yeah, and that's what you want.
Yes. So today
We have Vera Giampietro
Cool.
of Switzerland doing a 63-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:50.
She's very strong.
Such a strong diver.
Yeah.
12-time national record holder, once from the other day, and then 2 during the pre-comp. So she has set a lot of records, national records, very recently.
Yeah. I know her from Dahab, and she had a lot of problems because she burst her eardrum.
Yes.
And then she's very, I really admire her for being very strong and always coming back.
Yes.
After problems with her ears, and
Yeah.
she never gives up,
She never gives up. No, that's exactly it. I mean, and like I said the other day, she got off of the plane here in Cyprus with the help of a wheelchair because she rolled her ankle. And
there you go. Now she's monofinning.
And now she's monofinning like nothing is wrong. I mean, I know she has had some time to recover, but I mean, even still.
Yeah.
Monofin is a demanding.
Especially for the ankles, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
And she's doing really well, considering she's doing all the disciplines.
Yeah.
I know it's not easy to train multiple disciplines at the same time, so
Right.
she's doing really, really good.
And making it look really easy. I
Yes.
mean, this is really nice technique.
She's super relaxed.
Nice streamlined position as well.
Yeah, this looks like it's gonna be an easy dive for her.
Yeah, very easy dive for her. This is her favorite discipline. She says the monofin makes her feel safe, powerful, and free. Which, yeah, again, I tried monofin. I actually tried that monofin the other day. And yeah, you definitely feel something completely different
For sure.
using monofin versus bifins.
It's very reassuring. It's so powerful. So it's it's fine. Even if there is current, you feel like you have this
Yes, yeah.
powerhouse on your feet.
Yeah.
It's fine. I
Yeah,
can make it
exactly.
back.
I can get back up to the surface, no
At
problem.
least up to the safeties.
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, really nice dive. Smiling.
Well done, Vera.
And a white card. Fantastic. Yeah, really nice dive.
Did she get only white cards in this comp? Can't remember.
Shoot.
I know, maybe I think she had
Don't-
one early turn, but
I think she may have had one early turn.
I think she did really, really good.
But we can check all of the results on AIDAinternational.org by scrolling down to the AIDA 27th World Championship logo, clicking on it. There'll be a menu across the top of the page. On the right-hand side, you will see Start/Results. And there you will scroll down and you can click starting on day 3 is when we have results for the dives. Day 1 and 2 were the official warm-up days, so there were no results for those.
Okay.
And then some of those are still not complete yet because divers still need to make up some of their dives.
Oh,
like
yeah,
for
sure.
example, we have 2 men doing the constant weight bifins from the second day of the competition.
Okay. Yeah, because of the
the
postponed dives.
yes, the postponed
Yeah.
dives and the surface conditions that day.
1 minute.
So next up we have Mia.
Ah.
Mia from Taiwan doing a 66-meter dive. The announced dive time of 2:25, and it is another national record attempt for her.
Cool.
She has 5 national records now,
Oh, wow.
I think.
Okay.
She's been really consistent in all of her dives, and I mean even during the training coming the few weeks before she was here, and she was consistent. She was always coming up nice and fresh. She is a really fantastic diver, and I know she's definitely going the route of slow and steady progression.
Okay. Has she been diving for a long time then?
Let's
Do you know?
see. She has been diving since for about 4 years now.
Okay.
So she started at 36 and she's 40 now. Actually, when she told me that she was 40, I thought she was kidding because she looks
She looks super
she
young.
looks so young and oh my gosh. Yeah, she was like, "No, I'm 40." I was like, "Okay, my goodness."
Performance 66 meters.
Yeah, all of her diving has been really phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, she looks good.
Yeah, really nice technique.
Mm-hmm.
Again, starting the movement from the stomach.
Yeah. She barely bends her knees.
Yeah. The arm pull.
Very full.
30 seconds.
A little bit
Yeah,
of
it's so
movement there.
nice when there's no current and you can actually free fall
You can
straight.
actually free fall. Yeah, for anybody who hasn't seen, Lily has a hilarious photo online of her being blown off the line so intensely that it looks like she's flying through the air instead.
Yeah, somebody took a screenshot and sent me this, and then some person on the internet added like a cape.
Added a cape to it.
Superman cape. It was really funny.
Ooh, she's
Oh, wow,
so
that's
relaxed.
okay.
She fell past the
She
stopper,
was ready to go to the bottom of the ocean.
ready to go all the way to the bottom.
Nice.
I mean, and that happens when, divers have alarms set to sort of wake them up from their free fall so they're ready to grab the tag at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes if you're just that relaxed, you fly right past.
Yeah. I personally don't put an alarm, so sometimes I just get woken
Just
up by
get
the
woken
ball.
up by the stopper. She's looking really good though.
Yeah, super relaxed.
Yeah. Mia has all white cards, I believe, and I also think she has done every event
Wow.
across the competition.
Strong.
Yeah.
So she even managed to get a white card on the no-fins day when there was so much current? Or does she have to dive another
She might be one of the divers diving
at a later date?
at a later date.
Okay.
Yeah, she's either been at the very beginning or at the very end.
She looks very fresh.
She looks totally fine.
easy.
She's okay.
Beautiful smile.
Yeah.
And she's got the tag.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the story of Mia this whole comp. Just really nice dives, smiling, just enjoying herself, and lots of national records. So that's a white card, national record.
Okay, and now comes the big one.
And now we're getting to the big dives.
It's for me. I'm here.
You're done now for the comp, yeah?
So I'm probably gonna repeat my no fins dive on the last day.
Okay. Oh yes. Okay.
And I also asked for an opener spot tomorrow. Just
Oh,
like
very
a
nice.
little bonus dive.
Just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun. I'm probably gonna do free immersion.
Okay.
I haven't done it in the official free immersion day.
Okay. Cool. So I'll scoot over to this
Can we
pipe.
fit 3 of us?
Yes, absolutely. This has been my
Set up your ground up here.
this is my auxiliary seat.
Please don't fall.
I will not. I have the double K banner to protect me.
Oh,
More than just a wetsuit company.
I was okay. I had a little early check,
Oh, okay.
but that's okay. It happens.
So we're joined by Cassandra Cooper of Canada as well.
Hello.
Say hello to the people, Cassandra.
Hello, people. Who's diving next?
Mariana,
We have Mariana
Okay.
going for the gold.
going for gold
Wow.
with an announced dive of 98 meters,
Wow.
which is a big old dive.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
Constant
I think
weight.
she did more.
she's done more in the past. She did 102, which puts her in 4th place in the world for this event.
Wow.
So we have Alenka Artnik with 114. In 1st place, Alessia Zucchini with 107. Hanako Hirose of Japan, I believe, with 106. And then Mariana, and then Natalia Molchanova with the record of 101 after that. So-
Mariana is very, very strong.
Mm.
And she's very talented. Like I met her in Bali like in 2013, I think. So very, very long time ago, and already she was like super talented and progressing so fast and very, very strong mentally.
Mm.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh wow.
Really nice
Okay.
technique.
Really powerful kicks coming off the
Beautiful technique.
dive.
And the current, there's no current today. It was beautiful conditions.
Yeah.
Amazing conditions.
Yeah, I'm so jealous of all of you guys getting to dive
Yeah.
in this.
Do you get the chance to take a little dip once in
Jump
a while?
off the boat every once in a
Yeah.
while.
Every once in a while I can jump off the
During
boat.
the break, maybe.
Let's see.
But what I really want to do is do some deep dives.
Let's see.
So 40 meters, she's still kicking.
Yeah, she says all of her best dives are when she is in a calm state, calm mental state, and just feeling the beauty of the dive and the water around her sort of just moving.
Today's the day
She
for
looks
this.
pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still kicking, wow.
Some people have been kicking into the 60s. We were talking about that earlier, how people used to do free falls earlier, a little bit more old school. But now we're seeing it.
Now she's free falling. Okay,
There we go.
75 meters almost.
Still giving little flicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep speed up.
Keep the position, the speed. Nice free fall. Very, very straight. 90. Almost there.
Very nice.
See, she still has a little bit of air in her cheeks.
Yeah,
So
I think she can go further.
definitely
In
go
terms
further.
of equalization, at least.
Yeah. Again, powerful kicks at the bottom.
And this is not her PB?
This is not her PB. She's done 102 in comp.
Wow, yeah, she's got beautiful,
She
beautiful
looks
technique.
beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, this is a breeze for her, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. At the Triton Cup in Kalamata, she did 2 national records, both 100 meters and 102, and became the first female French diver to dive beyond 100 meters in constant weight.
She was the first.
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Nice.
The poor French have such a high bar.
Okay, we can see that one of the safeties is down with a scooter.
And she still have good technique. Like she probably starts to feel the lactic acid, but she's still
Yeah.
I have a
Technique
feeling
doesn't
this
change.
is a very comfortable dive for her. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it looks like it.
Mm.
She looks so relaxed still.
Respire Mariana, respire.
Up nice and high on the
Oh my
rope.
god, she's so fresh. Okay.
I am okay.
I'm okay.
Coming from the snorkeling.
I love seeing that you can see people on their deep dives or world record dives, and they do like 1 or 2
Yeah.
breaths, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Piece of cake. Please breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it look a little harder just for us normal people.
Oh, so nice. I like watching these days. I feel like people feel more confident with Monofin.
Yeah, that's a white card.
So,
She will take the gold
Gold
in constant
medal.
weight women's.
amazing.
So exciting.
Yeah, really nice dive. Up next we have Elena Konesna of the Czech Republic doing a 94-meter dive with an announced dive time of 3:05.
It's a little longer.
98.4.
A little longer.
Dive number 4. Dive watch number 3. Dive time 49.
She's been doing a lot of really good dives during this comp. I haven't checked the overall standing in the event yet, but Elena's
She's
definitely
very
up
strong.
there.
She's a very strong diver.
Yeah.
I dove with her in Charm, and she was the same way, just very clean dives.
Mm.
I was actually, before I was doing my CNF dives, I watched hers as reference because she has a very, very good technique.
Super strong. I never met her, like this is the first event that I meet her, but I've been following her for a few years, and yeah, she's always been super strong in all
She's
the
super sweet.
disciplines.
She's really
She looks, yeah,
really nice.
super kind,
Yeah.
always smiling.
Yeah, she's one of the first people I met when I got here, and
Okay.
she was immediately very nice, was talking with me. As I'm not a competitor here. I sort of felt a little awkward about just approaching all these freedivers, but she made me feel very welcome.
And she's been freediving since
Since she was 19 or 20, yeah. So she's 39 now, and I think she has a birthday in the next few days.
Oh wow.
So almost 20 years she's been diving. Wow.
Almost 20 years.
Okay.
Wow. And this dive is in her limits, like well in her limits, or is she doing
Yeah, I
any
don't know
PBs?
what's her PB. I have no idea.
I don't know what her PB is, but she does hold national records in all of the depth disciplines at the moment.
I think it would say national record then, no.
Yeah, if it were a national record, it would. If it were a national record attempt. Sounds like someone's been out of the water for 20 minutes.
Like it means anything.
Oh wow, look at this free fall. Perfect.
Wow,
Yeah, she really does have perfect
Completely
technique.
straight, streamlined. Wow.
Such a nice dive.
Beautiful.
Yeah, chin very slightly tucked in, arms at the sides.
You can see the fin is parallel to the rope.
Fin is parallel to the rope.
I feel like after you've been doing this for so long, you just
Yeah,
know,
it's like-
you know?
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
Let's see if we can see if she's having any contractions. But I doubt we will see any contractions on the way
On
down.
the way down, probably not, but
Here she is.
There she is. Nice dive.
Voila.
nice turn.
Very nice
She's
turn.
using this as well.
Very efficient.
So she starts with the arms along the body. I guess that's to prevent any risk of injury.
Yeah, if you open up too deep on the bottom, or if you open up too much on the bottom, you can risk a barotrauma in your lungs or your throat. And so a lot of divers will very slowly open up.
I think it feels quite nice as well, even when I do mine. You know, it feels nice to slowly bring your arms up and just like get into a rhythm when you feel like it.
Yeah.
She still has them up by her side at 50.
Yeah.
It does make undulation easier.
Yeah.
I personally have trouble to keep a good technique with my
Arms
arms
down.
along. Yeah.
I also find it's easier to sort of have the motion starting from the stomach if your arms are
Oh,
above the
now
head.
they come up. There we
Find
go.
the same.
There we go.
Then again, I don't go as deep as hers. I don't really care about bringing my
what do
arms
we
up
know?
at the very bottom.
No, but everyone does it different. It's nice
Yeah.
to see.
Exactly.
It's nice to see the different techniques.
Like
they
Alenka,
use.
I think she's doing all her dives with the arms down.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Alenka?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless she's changed recently.
On the line. But she's okay.
You have a tag, I suppose.
She's got the tag.
Nice, Elena.
Yeah.
She sounds very happy.
You can hear from the side.
Yeah, we can hear her.
Watch out!
Well done.
Very nice, Elena. Yeah, really nice dive. Just a master class.
Basically.
Yeah.
Seems like she's always enjoyed being in the water since she was a little girl.
So guys, line there.
Oh, that's the helper.
I'm sure she has too.
Yeah. As you can see, the safeties are taking off the judge's official watch. Again, what we see on the screen is not reflective of the official depth that divers dive to. Judges use that dive watch to get the actual depth that the divers dive to and also the official time.
For the official time, yeah.
I believe so, yes.
30 seconds. 85.
Okay. Next up, we have Jennifer Venlin of Germany, world record holder.
81. 80 on the surface.
And she started.
So strong.
Yeah, she is. She started diving in Limassol. So
Oh,
it's here
really?
in Cyprus, yeah, in 2015. Or 29 years old at her first step competition.
Ah,
Yeah.
9.3.
I was here too, but I didn't know it was her first competition back then.
Oh.
Wow. Pretty impressive to
dive
start with
on
the World
YouTube.
Championship for your first comp. You're pretty brave.
Yeah, definitely.
Следующий не явился.
C'était cute.
The next dinner.
And here she goes.
C'était cute.
She's doing a 91-meter dive with announced dive time of 2:45.
Yes.
So 20 seconds faster than Elena.
I know she's been training a lot in Sharm.
Hmm?
I don't know recently, but I know in the past she's been training a lot there with Marco Nones. And she's been
Okay.
improving super fast.
Mm.
Very strong diver.
Yeah, her first memory of holding her breath was swimming in the pool and holding her breath as a child. Which I think is where, I don't know, at least for me, that's where I started. I started by holding on to the ladder, that metal ladder on the pool, and pushing myself down. Holding for like 30 seconds. And going, woo, I did this, oh my gosh.
And you can see the different technique here. That she does a kick every few, yeah, maybe every 10 meters.
Yeah.
To maintain the speed.
Yeah.
Rather than like continuously slowing down her undulation. Yeah, very interesting to see everyone's different techniques.
Yes. I also like to watch how people prepare on the surface.
Yeah, some
Everybody
people,
is different.
yeah, some people are just talking and chatting, and
Yeah.
some people have their headphones in and they're completely zoned out,
Yeah.
disconnected.
We were talking about that yesterday with Christos. Or not, sorry, not Christos, Christopher. About how he coaches everybody.
She goes touchdown.
And how everyone is different and has their own sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why in freediving you really just have to figure out what works for you.
It's super personal.
There's no
Everybody has their own thing.
Yeah.
no right way to do it. Let's see when she brings her arms up here.
Yeah, so she starts with the arms
Going
up.
for the streamline.
Very small kicks.
Yeah, small undulation.
Small and high frequency.
Here she goes.
This fin, I think this is the Taras fin.
Yes.
Looks like.
I think
This
so.
fin is like, wow, amazing.
I know. Oh, I tried it yesterday.
I tried it and I was like, oh my god, I want one. Start saving up.
Very nice.
Jennifer used to play underwater rugby.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah,
There's
underwater
underwater
rugby, underwater hockey.
Underwater hockey.
These
Yeah.
are like hardcore.
They are hardcore
As a Canadian,
like
sports.
I am
CO2 nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's a contact sport as well, I think. So
Okay.
they're,
Wow.
I mean, it's very intense. If you haven't seen it before, you should definitely go on YouTube and obviously after the stream,
Yeah.
stay here. But after the stream, go check out underwater hockey or underwater rugby.
All right. Oh,
I hope she didn't.
Okay.
go, but
Oh,
I don't
there we
think
go.
so.
no, she's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Okay, sign.
Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
super fresh.
That's what's really nice about watching the Monofin day. The times are a bit shorter. You're not really worried about the divers coming
Yeah.
in toxic so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Beautiful.
tag.
So there you go. I guess we got our podium. Let's see if she
Amazing.
gets
Yeah.
one card. But... Don't dip now, please.
Now is not the time to dip. There we go, white card.
Jennifer.
Yeah, so that is
Awesome.
our podium. Mariana
Beautiful.
with gold, Elena silver, and Jennifer with bronze.
And then
Next
Sophia
is
Sophia Gomez.
Sophia Gomez is next. Yeah. I have to say the vibe today feels really, really nice.
Really
with-
relaxed compared to
the last few
Like
days.
the current is gone, so everybody's like, oh,
Yeah.
yes.
It's like yeah, it's been the last. I feel like it's been quite a little bit messy, and we've had some days where we've had other divers at the end of the day, like quite a long list of divers that couldn't do dives on the days before. So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a bit of stress when you have to redo a dive.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but today the conditions are perfect. I
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, lucky divers.
Oh yeah, and you can feel, at least I don't know, at least I can feel like the excitement, the positive energy of like everyone just having really nice dives. Yeah, it's really great.
And this is what I love about this sport. Is like everybody's so supportive of each other.
Yeah.
Even people competing. Like, okay, there is a competition, but it's not nasty. You know, it's just everybody's cheering for each other.
Yeah, I feel like-
supportive.
And,
I like it.
and before, I think everyone started thinking about their own performance, and you know, it's competing with yourself more
Yeah.
than anything,
Totally.
more than with the other divers for sure. So this is Sophia.
You can see some of our safety team on what looks like line B. Nope,
Yes.
maybe.
She's on. Who is on it?
Sophia is diving on line B.
Yeah, this is line
Okay,
B.
so this is line
Yeah,
B.
it looks
They're
like
like, what's
line
line A? What's line
Yeah.
B?
yeah.
Yeah, there are two different lines.
Again, huge shout out to all of our safety team.
Yes.
Lots of amazing divers, keeping all of the competitors safe, being there when they need them,
Yeah.
staying back when they don't.
Here before the sun gets up.
Here before the
Yes.
sun gets up, last
Leaving-
ones to get off the boat.
Yeah,
This is definitely the hardest job.
it truly is.
They do.
Oh.
I don't know how many dives.
What's up?
Oh,
We have
Sophia
a
is
DNS
not
from
diving.
Sophia.
Okay.
Okay.
So DNS means that she just decided not to dive, which is within every diver's right. If you're not feeling it,
Yeah.
You
or
don't have to
you
do
know,
anything you
some
don't want to.
thinking of. We really don't know.
yeah, that's true.
We don't know.
Could be any reason.
Yeah, that's okay. The safeties are like, yeah, now we get some time.
Great time.
Little break.
Like, oh God.
Okay, well, in the meantime, let's go online and see if there are any questions people have.
Have you been getting many questions?
There have been some questions. So if you guys have any questions for either Cassandra or Lily, please do write them now as I slowly move my way towards the live stream.
I have a feeling a lot of the other divers been harassing you as you've been up here online.
There have been a few divers who are on the chat who messaged me. Let's see.
But talking about the safety team, I'm super impressed with the team they put together. They're all super experienced divers, like instructors, athletes.
Oh yeah.
They have like very, very strong team of safeties.
Mm.
So it makes you feel really safe, you know, you're like, yes, it's fine. I'm in really good hands.
Yeah, and they've been doing a lot of rescues this competition.
Yes.
It seems, especially the last 2 days. I mean, it was I don't know what the percentage was, but it was a lot of red, a lot of yellow cards. Like a lot of, they had to be engaged the entire time. It's not a job that, you know, in their training they have to be attentive to everything that they're doing.
And I think like every little incident has been handled really, really well.
Yeah.
Super fast. Super...
Yeah. Yeah, safety team is doing a fantastic job.
Especially being in the, you should see, I posted a photo yesterday of their hands. You should see they're just shredded because they're in the water 7 hours a day, and then they're like, all right, we got to pull up the line.
Yeah, oh my
God.
God.
And that line is there's a weight at the bottom of that line, and they're all yanking.
And the official lines are very like the bottom weight is heavy, so.
So I think it's like 25 kilograms or something like this.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Alina Skivkin.
Solid.
Sorry about that, Alina. Who says stomach is part of the digestive system. The movement is initiated from the belly. So yes, from the abs, not the stomach. Yes, your stomach is not. We were saying it in a general term, but yes, it is the abs that the power is generated from, not from the thing that digests your food.
No.
So a good distinction there to make. Thank you, Alina.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you, Anas, for answering some questions in there. Anas being one of the divers here, the only one from representing Africa, and also our roommate.
Oh, okay. He's such a nice guy. He's diving from Morocco, right?
Diving from Morocco, yes.
Super nice guy.
How is the temperature? Far below? What do you think the thermocline was?
It's getting warmer.
It was nice today. The thermocline was around 30, I think.
30 meters?
It was around, and it was, you can tell that the water is quite nice on the surface when you feel the thermocline a little bit more.
Check the temperature.
Yeah, you check.
Okay.
Like 22.
Oh, no, I cannot.
Okay,
because it was in my hood.
Okay. I'm going to say some warm. I think it was around 22. 22. That's what I've heard. That's what the drop-off is.
Okay.
Check my warm
Nice.
dive. Yeah, 25 degrees.
What would you say to encourage more female participation in freediving and sports in general?
I would say that I think females are great at this sport because they usually dive more for pleasure, sensations, all the, and men are maybe a little bit more competitive. Like at least at the beginning when they start freediving, I saw a lot of guys who want to push because they just want the numbers, and girls are a bit more like, I don't care, I'll just do this to enjoy, and usually this is the approach that works. At least in terms of depth, the disciplines.
I feel like having a connection also to your body, you know, in a lot of ways that a woman does, just rather than a man. But also at the same time, the fact that lung capacity, the actual size of your lungs, doesn't matter. It doesn't define it at all. So it makes it a much more approachable sport. You can see that the world record is, I think it's only 8 meters apart from men to women.
Yes, and there's been a lot of movement recently in the world records for diving for women.
Yes. Yeah, and there's so many that are like coming up into the ranks. Okay, let's see who's going.
So we have Tatiana Demiskish of Russia doing a 82-meter dive with an announced dive time of 3:15. So we have a much longer dive than Sofia Gomez or Jennifer even did.
Yeah.
Some people just really prefer that
really slow.
Yeah, and I think it aids relaxation, especially since the Monofin is such a powerful movement, where it's the most energy exerted. So announcing a longer dive time is fair.
Yeah. Started freediving in 2008 and has been involved in various international competitions, as well as several world championships. 2013, both individual, as a team, and both deep and in the pool. So she's a very busy bee.
She says even in her notes that she does dive. She says, I dive very slowly.
It's not good. It's not good sometimes.
No, it is. I mean,
I guess as long as you don't finish a boxing, who cares?
Yeah.
Take your time.
I don't know. Personally, I think that kicking slower is. I think
it's better.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
And then when you need to, you can always start to work on your speed and speed up a little bit. But
especially on the way up, you can really feel it out. But if you do have a more conservative approach when it comes to your energy, I feel like that's very nice.
I agree.
Let's see.
So she has much bigger amplitude.
Yes.
She does.
2:15 now. Yeah, as divers continue the dive, lots of lactic acid builds up in their legs. So you can sometimes see, hello. You can sometimes see divers, they're kicking slowly, break down a little bit, just because their legs feel like they've. Bye, see you later. Thanks, Lily.
Thank you.
Yeah, their legs just feel very heavy.
Ciao.
Cool. Bye, Cassandra. Cool. Hi.
Hi.
I'm joined by Jennifer.
Yes.
Congratulations on your dive.
Thanks.
It looked really, really amazing.
It was a nice one. Conditions today are super good. So.
Yeah.
And this was a nice exit.
Yeah. There we go. You see a lot of water come out of her goggles. Divers will put water into their goggles to not have to equalize that airspace, but still be able to see underwater.
Yeah, today it's really hard to see the judges because you're looking directly in the sun.
Yes.
I was like, where are they?
Yes, the sun has come up just a little bit,
Yeah.
and yeah, they're now, the sun is directly over the boat looking down.
Yeah.
But a nice clean dive from Tatiana.
And a white card.
And a white
Super.
card. Fantastic. DNR, white. Tons of white cards today.
Yeah, it's really good conditions. The visibility is amazing. There's like almost no current. There's a little bit of movement.
Her PB in constant weight is 85, so she is going 5 meters shallower than her PB. And I was saying earlier that, you know, there are a lot of extra things that come with diving in a competition, of like stress, you know, dive eye, lots of judges, it being a world championship. Those things can sort of stress you out and can mean the difference sometimes between a white card and a red card.
I think everybody announced a little bit more conservative today because we did not know what to expect, if there would be current or not.
Yeah.
After the men's session yesterday, I was hoping that's going to be nice, so actually it was. So I think that's also why we have so many white cards, because now people adjusted to the conditions.
Yes, yeah. They're playing the conditions more than playing their max depths,
Yeah.
which again is, I think, is the right call.
She's still going.
Yeah.
Looked a little bit like she was fighting with equalization. The head isn't really super relaxed, but yeah, the rest of the body is relaxed.
Yeah.
She's gonna touch down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice fluid turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, very little movement wasted.
Yeah, and super speedy start at the bottom.
Yeah, she was saying that her prep for this competition was interrupted by getting sick.
Oh no.
And so she had more lofty goals to try and achieve when she started training, but she, knowing that her training was interrupted, she sort of adjusted her goals, which is a sign of a really good freediver, of like knowing your body, knowing where you are at, and not letting the ego sort of take over.
Yeah, and especially we've been discussing it with a lot of the women that your period plays a really big role. So if you're like in those few days right before your period, you can have a really, you know, anxieties come up more, and you can really feel down and exhausted. So
yeah, absolutely.
This is also a thing that men don't have to find. But let's look at her dive. It's like still looking nice and relaxed.
Yeah, small little kicks.
Meeting with safety. A bit slow maybe.
A little slow, but with the announced time of 3 minutes. Oh yeah, we're maybe a little slow.
But everybody's a bit different, so some put the relaxation in the first place, some the speed. Of course, you need the correct mixture of both.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But still going.
Still going.
It can be a little bit deceiving because you think you're almost on the surface because the water is so clear.
The visibility is so good.
And then the surface is still quite far away.
Yeah.
So you start gliding and you're like, maybe I have to do 1 or 2 more kicks. So here she's coming up. Nice.
Okay, there she is. Doing strong recovery breaths.
Yeah.
She's okay.
Yeah. Keep up.
That could have just been a slip rather than...
Yeah, the rope can be a little bit slippery, of course. Yeah.
Oh, and then for after your dive, that part of the rope that she's holding now was in the water.
But look at the dive time, 3.5 minutes for the dive. Wow.
That's a beefy dive time.
Yeah, that's almost aesthetic. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a white card.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Nice.
very nice dive, Olga. Congratulations.
Yeah. So next one will be Irena, and that's why I came up here. She's my roommate.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be something special with her today because she has never trained with Monofin.
Oh, really?
So she's using her bifins again.
Okay. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, since she just started freediving last year in November, she just did bifins and free immersion. And so she just feels much more comfortable with the bifins.
Well, and in constant weight, you are allowed to use bifins.
Yes,
so
exactly.
And as I was saying, some people are more comfortable, other people don't own a monofin.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome just for opening up the event to more competitors.
Yeah, she's a super strong diver, and this morning she was super happy and energetic, so that should be a very nice dive.
Yeah. No, I've been always impressed by her dives. Yeah, she's done every discipline, yeah?
I know, she didn't do no fins.
Okay, didn't do no fins.
No.
Looking nice and relaxed.
Yeah.
Good amplitude on the kicking.
Yeah, now very slow kicking just to keep a little bit of the speed.
She announced 2:55 for this dive.
The ship is shaking a bit. A good thing I took my seasickness pills.
Yeah, good, yeah. Yeah, for some reason I usually get really seasick, but I haven't had any seasickness at all.
You're too busy for that.
Yeah, I'm too busy chatting away the entire time.
Yeah, this is a very nice free fall position. Yeah, here she keeps contact to the rope. This way it's also easier to ensure a really good vertical free fall position.
Yeah.
She went a little bit deeper, but still relaxed. Ooh, don't grab too high.
Don't grab too high. Yeah, if you grab...
She always gives me a heart attack when she does that.
Yeah, if you grab too high off the candy cane, you are disqualified.
Yeah.
You can only pull once on the candy cane. She's a physiotherapist when she's not freediving.
Yeah, she has magic hands. Like if you have an issue, she's gonna fix you.
I was gonna ask if she's worked any of her magic on you.
Yeah, she's worked magic on me as well.
I'm very jealous.
Yeah, like whoever has pain is currently coming to her, and yeah, she's really good at that. She has a very good feeling for other people's bodies and for her own body, and this is also what you see. She's super relaxed. She knows how to relax all her muscles.
Yeah.
She's mentally super focused. Like she's got a really bright freediving future ahead of her. It's amazing.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, with this being, doing an 80-meter dive, we're in September now, so a little more than 6 months.
Yeah. I'm just confused. She has her hands up because she yesterday evening said she wants to swim up with her hands by the side.
Oh, okay.
But obviously she decided differently.
Yeah.
But now, this also gives me a heart attack when she goes so slow in the end, but that's her style. So now she's looking up to find where the boat and the judges will be.
So she'll come up facing the right way.
Exactly. Perfect.
Doing her recovery breathing. First and foremost.
And her smile is so
looking
beautiful.
So fresh. Yeah, she has an amazing smile.
Where's the tag?
Making sure the tag is there.
Yeah, that's the worst nightmare when you can't find your tag.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I can imagine.
Yeah, congratulations, Irena. You're amazing.
Yeah, amazing dives all across the comp. all white cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for those who didn't start, so
Yes.
really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sophia, I'm really feeling bad for her. She was super congested with her sinuses.
Oh
and
no.
She tried a training dive yesterday and made it to 2 meters. So
Oh.
this is why we haven't seen her also in the other disciplines. And it's like the
Okay.
worst thing that can happen to an athlete. You prepare for a World Championship and then you're not able to go because you get sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that experience in 2019. I still did a dive with a fever, and that was really a bad decision.
Yeah.
Not going to do that again. But you learn from that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's one of those things that you make the mistake once and then you do not do it again.
Problem is there are so many more mistakes to do. Yeah.
Okay. Next up we have Eva Andre of France doing a 76-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:38.
That's very precise.
Very precise, yeah?
No, I think hers is 2:30 here.
Oh,
next
I was
one
looking,
is 2:38.
I was looking at the wrong one.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah, well, we don't hit our times on the spot most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's mostly just for planning and for...
the safeties need to know when they should be coming down to meet you.
Yes.
So that's a very important information for them.
Yeah. And again, shout out to the whole safety team doing amazing work.
They're also so lovely and positive in the waters, and when you get to the line you have like all those smiles and
Yeah.
yeah, that just gives you the really good vibes that you need for a dive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, with it being such a mental sport, every little bit helps. Okay, nice streamlined technique. Cutting through the positive buoyancy.
Yeah. Still going faster, but now going slower. Yeah. Yeah, also kicking deep.
Yeah.
Like me. I'm not a big fan of long free falls.
Really?
Yeah, I love the kicking, and I just once in a while a little movement with the legs.
Okay.
Yeah. That also helps me to stay focused because I'm prone to narcosis, and if I relax too much, I get really hit by narcosis.
Okay.
So I rather keep myself busy doing something. Maybe it's not the best idea, but for me it helps with narcosis. So.
Definitely. Do you want to explain what narcosis is?
Yeah, let's check the turn first.
Okay.
Yeah, smooth turn.
Nice turn. Heading back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice fast kicking technique.
Well, narcosis is from the pressure down there because the gases are compressed and they dissolve better in your blood. And so the nitrogen and the CO2 that can really create a narcosis down there. It feels for some people like being drunk. For me, it feels like falling asleep. And of course, I don't want to fall asleep in the middle of my dive.
Right. Probably not good. Yeah. Yeah. Narcosis is something that happens at starting around 80 meters, maybe 90.
It depends really from diver to divers. Like for me, also on the dive time, so free immersion, the long dives, I get much more narcosis. Than
Okay.
others. Yeah, she's kicking a lot with the knees now. Looking also a little bit tired, I think. But, yeah, that's normal. The lactic builds up in the legs.
Yeah.
And,
It becomes like. Yeah, like if you just run a marathon and then you need to run some more.
Yeah, it's more like sprinting feeling.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking off the nose clip.
Coming up. Yeah,
Nice and high on the line. Looking
nice and clean. And
totally
nice
fine.
smile. I love it when they come up like this.
Me too. Yeah. And that's been the story all day.
Yeah.
Everyone coming up, smiling.
Yeah.
And even the yellow cards that we've had, still smiling.
Yeah.
Enjoyable dives.
Because it's a moment where you can really, really enjoy the conditions now. I think we were all fighting a bit with this during the last days, and so everybody's just happy to find what we have today.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And it's Catherine, the judge.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. The judges here are also super, super nice.
Yeah.
It's like we, the athletes, we know them from like so many competitions, and so the community is still small. So after a while you also become friends with some of the judges because you meet them like wherever you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has a family vibe here.
Yeah.
From the communal dinners and like
Exactly.
everyone's hanging out in the lobby of the hotel. Like,
yeah, I just feel a bit bad for the judges because I don't think they get as much rest as
they do not
as they actually need because. When we are diving, their job is not done yet, so they go and check all the bottom camera footage if there's like a grab or pull outside of the candy cane and those things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for them it can be a very long day, and if there are many protests, like on some of the days, it can be really, really late for them until they get done with their job. So,
definitely.
It's not there that they just sit and show cards. They have really a lot of things to do and to discuss.
They have a lot to do, and it is a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Okay, next up we have Suzanne Lim. Really quickly before that though, I wanted to point out that Ava was being dragged away by a safety. If you want, you can request a ride back to the boat, so you don't have to.
I didn't even know that. I just swim.
Yeah, some people swim. Other people can, either your coach can pull you back, or sometimes the safety you can ask to pull you back. Just as a way to sort of conserve energy and make sure that you're not using a lot of energy after your long dive.
Yeah, I usually swim to my line and I swim away from my line.
Cool, we have Suzanne Lim, Susie for short, doing a 76-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:38.
So let's see if she hits it on the spot.
Let's see if she hits it on the spot.
Then she deserves an extra coffee.
Extra coffee or an extra white card.
Yeah. Smooth start.
Okay. Everyone's had really beautiful technique, and I think maybe this is wrong, but I think with people coming in over the last 2 days or for the women the last 2 dive days of having tough conditions, being ready to like force their way through and just do this dive, like having these conditions, we're just seeing some really amazing, really being able to see the technique involved, whereas before it was mostly just the struggle to stay close to the line.
Yeah, here you can see how she's like pushing with the cheeks to equalize it.
Yep.
Nice free fall.
She started diving in her late 30s and is 38 now.
I wonder what she has around her left leg. Maybe she cut the suit and had to fix it with tape. I don't know.
Could be tape.
I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, but looking nice and relaxed now.
Yeah.
Oh, going really deep.
Again, right past.
Looking for the coffee on the bottom plate. Nice. Now picking up some speed.
Suzanne has a very long history with freediving. She has started a freediving school in the Philippines with Jean-Paul Francois, aka JP. Then from there, she launched an equipment line, which is the lanyard that she's using now, I believe. She opened a club in Hong Kong, and then most recently in 2015, she was a competition organizer and judge during the Cyprus AIDA World Championship in 2015.
I didn't know that. That was my first depth competition in 2015.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was, also here, so I have very good memories of this place.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming back to where it all started.
So almost at the surface. Yeah, looking relaxed. But now she has to turn.
Just turn. Goggles off. She's okay.
Good. And a smile again.
And a smile. Divers have 15 seconds to give their surface protocol.
but the 2:38 was not so far off. So
2:38 was not so far off.
maybe that's even the time on the official gauge.
Could be, yeah, yeah.
So on the spot.
Yeah, very nice. Waiting for the card. Yeah, another white card.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the waiting for the white card is always the worst moment.
Yeah. Yeah, divers have to wait. You have to wait 30 seconds to up to a minute for the judges to give their verdict.
You see some super happy people here. It's nice.
Sorry?
I just have seen smiles all over the boat today. So
Yeah.
it's so nice.
Yeah. It really is. And as I was saying before, you can feel, I mean, at least I can feel the positivity and the excitement of having all of these white cards, really nice dives.
76.8.
Up next we have Olga Markina of Russia, doing a 73-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. She holds a Guinness World Record in constant weight under ice with a dive of 63.8 meters. And again, anything under ice in the cold water is not my jam. I want to stay as far away from that freezing cold water as possible.
Yeah, well, the trick is just a super thick wetsuit. So I think if you tolerate the cold well, then you can try in a 5mm suit under ice, but then just don't do a warm-up dive, obviously.
Yeah,
because it will be a cool-down dive.
Get in, get out.
Yeah. Very fast kicks from Olga. But small undulations, so that's rather efficient as well.
Yeah, very efficient. Yeah, during her breathe up before OT, she's just visualizing her ideal dive. And I mean, today's gonna be pretty close to that ideal dive in her head, I think.
Turning a bit around the rope.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun to see, because when you're diving, doing your free fall, you don't feel like you're moving at all. You're just right on the line.
Well, sometimes you do. For me, it depends. Like if my fin doesn't sit correctly and one foot pocket is a bit different, then it's super annoying because I feel the side shift.
Okay.
Today, fortunately, it was a very nice fitting monofin.
Nice.
Yeah, I borrowed it from Chantal from the French team.
Oh, okay.
Because she has a different stiffness to the fin, which I tried once in training. I loved it so much. So thanks, Chantal, for borrowing your fin.
Yeah, and that's something to note too, is that every piece of equipment is different as well. Some divers prefer a more stiff fin.
Yeah.
Others prefer a much more flexible fin.
Yeah, but with a stiff fin, the legs get much more tired, is my feeling, so I really prefer a softer one.
Yeah.
And I think she's keeping the tag in the hand. Not many people do that. But then at least you know you still have it when you come up.
That's
and you
very
don't
true.
have to search for it.
Yeah.
Still doing powerful kicks here.
Yeah, nice fast dive.
Yeah.
She'll slow down here a little bit to start going through the neutral buoyancy.
And enjoying the glide up.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's my second favorite part of the dive. First being the free fall. I like that little ride up to the surface again.
Here we go. Breathe.
Breathing.
There we see the face.
There we go.
Also looking very fine.
Yeah, look, lips are totally full of color.
Yeah.
Nice smile.
Yeah.
I bring you a t-shirt.
Yeah. It's good when you can present your tag, it's nice.
Yes, yes. Always good.
Yeah.
There we go, on a white card. Yeah, if you do not have a tag, but you did reach the bottom, it is only 1 point off.
Yeah, exactly.
So it isn't considered a white card, I don't believe, but you do still get.
For a white card, you need the tag.
Yes. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's yellow.
Yeah.
Watch number 3. 73.2.
Okay, amazing dive.
Yes.
We have
Dive number 6.
2 more divers, and then we have a camera break.
Next is Anna Karina.
Anna Karina, yes.
Also from Germany.
Also from Germany.
And I think she's also doing bifins as far as I understood her before.
2 minutes 15.
Okay.
She just loves bifins the most, and she's also really, really strong diver. She trains a lot in the lake in Switzerland, so she can really do well in cold water.
Not me, that's for sure.
But for people coming from cold water, it can actually be hard to get into warmer waters because you kind of feel you miss something. You know, it's not so intense. The cold water is much more intense.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and I can attest to that as well. Doing a lot of my diving in South Africa with cold water and all of that. Oh, hi.
We can be seen.
We can be seen. Hello. Yeah. No, there's definitely something to be said for training in what some would consider difficult training conditions. I mean, you learn how to relax when you're cold. You learn how to mentally prepare if you're diving in a darker place.
Yeah. Especially the darkness is the biggest challenge in lakes, I believe. So you need a light at the bottom plate so you know where the end is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's see.
There we go. Anna was nice enough to let me use a pair of her bifins this entire time because my foot pockets have still not arrived yet because they're stuck in customs in Larnaca.
So you have to go one of the days and get it.
Yeah.
She's looking very relaxed. Yeah, she's diving with a mask, so that makes it a bit more complicated with the equalization. So you have to have the hand on your nose unless you're hands-free equalizing. But she's used to that. I think also because she dives with a mask in the cold lakes where you don't want to have so much cold water in your face. So it's a matter of getting used to it.
Absolutely. And we've seen a few divers today diving pretty deep depths using a mask.
Still kicking lightly.
50 meters. She holds the national record in constant weight bifins lake diving, which is 54 meters.
Yeah, the head is a little bit backwards, so now she's drifting away from the line.
Yeah.
She should get it a little further to the chest, maybe. That would also make it easier to equalize, but she made it down. She's like super good in equalization.
Yeah.
I think she's also able to go much deeper than this, and let's see how she does on the way up. I like the kicking technique.
Yeah.
Looks relaxed.
It does look very relaxed. Yeah, again, starting from the hips, not only kicking from the knees.
Yeah, kicking from the knees is actually something that you should not do in bifins because it will make your legs tired so fast, and then it's hard to make it back to the surface.
Yes, exactly, which the goal is to make it back to the surface. You can see she is having some contractions. If you watch the bottom of her ribs, you can see them bump up and down.
I think it's normal for most freedivers to have contractions at that point of the dive.
Yeah, especially on the way up.
Yeah, for some it's more pronounced than for others.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can see also my contractions.
I think we may have been able to see one or two. Contractions come from a buildup of CO2, not from a lack of oxygen. So while she, is burning through oxygen, that is not what is causing her contractions.
Yeah. Freedivers spend a lot of time to get used to the CO2 buildup and the contractions.
Yeah.
So to have a more enjoyable dive and not freak out when you feel the contractions.
Absolutely.
So she's still a bit slow.
Still a little slow,
but as long as she looks relaxed, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it seems to be under control. Nice.
Breathing, being supported by her partner Christopher.
Yeah, very
She's
beautiful.
okay.
Ah.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Anna
yeah.
Karina. Very nice dive.
Yeah. Continuing to breathe. Again, a very important thing to do. As we saw a few dives yesterday, even if you come back up to the surface, do your recovery breaths, do your surface protocol. If you don't continue breathing, you can have a small blackout on the surface.
The recovery breathing is super important. Like some people, especially when you like train with beginners, they want to show that they are super fine and like not breathe so much because then it would look like they're exhausted.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the wrong way to do it. Just breathe. And however easy the dive is, always do the correct recovery breathing.
Yes.
Because when you need it, then it's already automatic. And, so just. It should be a habit. You should visualize it before your dive, and you should just make sure you have a really good exit and good breathing.
Yeah, I mean that's what I tell all of my students is that whenever you do a dive, whether it's 5 meters or 500, you do your recovery breathing and you do it completely.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah, because it will become habit and your body will do it as if you black out, or if you're on the verge of blacking out, it will do it.
I said.
Okay, next up we have Mojca Aberman of Slovenia doing a 72-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:20.
So who taught you how to pronounce all those names? Like some of them on the list, I would be like very anxious to pronounce them.
I did a lot of sleuthing. I sent a lot of messages to people on Instagram saying, hey, I don't want to say your name wrong. Can you please send me a voice note?
Smart decision.
Yeah, and so it's definitely been effective. The first day I did not have that, and I did a very bad job. But after that, it was good.
Well, I think you are forgiven.
I hope so. I sure hope so.
So,
A nice relaxed technique here.
Yeah.
Arms down at the sides, slow finning.
I have the feeling that nowadays many people are finning much deeper than in the past, because I think when I was at my first depth competition here in 2015, I think people usually went into free fall at 20, 25 or something and would just have like super long free falls or take a lot of weight. So I think there's a little shift in what people do now.
Yeah.
I also love kicking deep, I already said.
Yeah.
But this is a nice free fall position, looks super relaxed.
Yeah. You saw the fin was in line with the back as well.
Getting back to the line now.
There we go. Grabbing a tag. Okay, she does have a tag. Always a plus. And fast, powerful kicking on the way back up.
It looks like a quite stiff fin to me. Yeah, probably a harder blade. But that can also make you a bit faster, so if you have the power in the legs, you can also take a harder blade.
Yeah. But I know a fair number of divers prefer a softer blade. I mean, I'm used to using plastic fins, so really anything is better than that.
Well, for the beginning, plastic fins are fine, but if you start to compete, it's much nicer to get also some good material.
Yeah.
You will feel the difference.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Wow, she's quite fast.
Yeah. Mojca is a physiotherapy student and has been working very hard. Yeah.
Okay, super fast protocol.
Super fast. I'm okay.
Definitely okay.
But looking really good and fresh.
Very nice job.
And the tag.
Impressive today, except for the no starts, all white cards.
And there were 2 yellows.
Yellow.
But
okay, I didn't see.
Yeah. But I mean, no, amazing day. Yay.
So, let's hope the second part of the competition will be the same with the ladies starting at 10:35. The next one.
Yeah, so we will have a 20-minute camera break. I will shovel some food in my face.
Good idea.
And
I will get back on land.
Cool, sounds good. Yeah, we're It's not as bad up here, but there's a little bit of movement.
Yeah, I took my seasickness pill, so I'm okay now, but I think it's time to go back and also rest, and I want my coffee now.
Yeah, it is coffee time.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well then, yeah, let's see. So make sure you're following us on AIDA Freediving for out for Instagram. Check all the results on the AIDA International website. Make sure you're following all the athletes on Instagram. Generally, it is their name / or period freediver in some configuration. For most of them, yeah. And we'll see you in about 20 minutes. Cool. Bye. Cool.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me.
See you.
This was amazing.
Yeah.
More than half of life on Earth is underwater. Imagine if we treated the ocean as if our future depended on it. If millionaires wanted to visit the seafloor as much as Mars. Because what we want to find in outer space, life, freedom, answers, even the feeling of being weightless, it's all here below the waves. For years and years we have taken from our ocean. It's time to give back. Making underwater video less about self-performance and more about our shared experience. If we act together, there will be beauty left to capture for generations to come. Every dive counts.
Best Dive has more than 20 years of experience in developing and manufacturing wetsuits. We use 100% Yamamoto neoprene with exclusive material license in China. Freediving champion Jessie Liu is our global ambassador. We collaborate closely with international and domestic freediving events. In 2018, Best Dive was awarded the title of the most popular domestic brand by AIDEX China. We offer a variety of styles and high-quality services. You are welcomed at Best Dive.
Hello and welcome back. We are now on part 2 of the Women's Constant Weight Day. Things are absolutely stunning here. The water, you can kind of think of it like cracking a whip, where you start with the movement in your shoulder, it then goes all the way down your arm, then actually into the whip, and then at the very tip of the whip. Doing a little bit of EQ there. She was saying that usually she has no issues doing hands-free equalizing and has really great control over her soft palate, which is why she can dive with a mask just sort of sucked onto her face without the strap. Looking really nice. Her personal best is 72 meters with the Monofin, so not only will this be a match, or not only will it be a national record, but it'll also match her PB. Safety diver number 1, safety diver number 2, again, as a diver gets back up to the surface, after a long dive using the Monofin, your legs can get quite lactic acid-y. The classic mask throw. She's okay. She has the tag on her neck weight. Smiling as she always is. National record. Fantastic. Oh, congratulations, Laia. Amazing dive.
70. Julia.
Again, the safeties are removing the official judge's watch that is used to record the official depth and time. There she goes, off to enjoy her day.
Dive 7 from 3. 208.
Next up we have Sanda Delia of Croatia, performing a 71 meter dive. Now it's dive time of 2:50. So much slower than what Laia announced. This will be a national record attempt.
A little bit more. Okay.
Yes. Mindset.
70 meters.
Sanda has a long, a lot of experience doing competitions. If I can quickly read through these. April 2018, she did a depth competition in Egypt, which was a 60 meter free immersion national record. June 2018 in France, she did a 66 meter free immersion national record. Then 3 months later did a 70 meter free immersion national record. She's got a lot of national records. So most recently she has an 80 meter national free immersion national record, a 65 meter constant weight bifins national record, 70 meter, also, 70 meter constant weight bifins national record, and 65 meter monofin record. So lots of records for Sanda. She's been busy.
20.
Sanda is one of the divers that likes to use as much of the, at least it seems like she likes to use as much of her 30 seconds after official top as possible for her dive.
From Croatia, announced performance.
As we can see, she's using her monofins, or sorry, not monofins, bifins. Got a really nice relaxed technique. Arms down at her sides. You can see her thumbs are resting lightly on her thighs. Ooh, got a little movement with the weight belt there, but still staying nice and relaxed. Hitting free fall. Again, notice the position of the fins and the nice straight line that it makes down her back. Yeah, there we go. You can see she has some air in her cheeks that she's using to do her mouth, or do her equalization. Coming down at the bottom. Touchdown. Grab. Taking her time. We have a pull and we're off. Now opting for a more streamlined position. Now we can see her weight belt has shifted a little bit. And you'd be surprised how much of a difference the movement of the weights on your hips can be. Generally you want to have as much weight as you can towards the front of your hips if you're wearing it on your waist. Because if it's on your back, it can sort of pull you out of alignment a little bit. That's mostly for free fall. That has an impact, but even still, you know, you can see that it's a little loose on her waist, and that's might be giving a little bit of extra drag. But she's looking good. Finning technique is still strong. Very great job. And congratulations on your new national record. Another one for the list. Next up we have Julia Marevic of Latvia doing a 70-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2 minutes. She used to hold all of the Latvian records and has since settled down a little bit, has a family. Okay, nice dive, nice duck dive. And I believe she is still a static and dynamic record holder, which are pool disciplines and the constant weight bifins record in Latvia as well. And on top of that, she's the vice president of AIDA. So you know, she's kind of busy.
Yeah, I will do it. You need 3 minutes? You need 3 minutes. Me too, and then I continue talking.
She was saying that she doesn't actually have any depth to dive in her country, so all of her prep for this competition has been preparation in the pool, doing dynamics, and also deep spot. She arrived 1 week before the competition in Cyprus to transition what she, what she's learned, what she has trained for in the pool over into depth. Looking really strong. Movement coming from the abs. Nice consistent movements, not really deviating from her speed that she started at. Again, as she gets to the positive buoyancy, she really slows down her kicking and just rides that positive buoyancy up to the surface. Nose clip off, goggles off, sign, I'm okay. Perfectly demonstrating the surface protocol required by all divers to complete. And she has a tag. White card. What else did we expect? Very nice dive, Yulia.
2 minutes to official top. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I just have to say one more time, these surface conditions are incredible. I mean, look at the background. It's... oh, just look at that. Okay, up next we have Iru Balik of Venezuela, doing a 69-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:05.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Lots of divers sporting the new Alchemy neck weight. As we can see, Iru here with a really awesome looking purple wetsuit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, coming up.
20.
Breathing up on the surface. With the noodle floating behind the neck. Hello.
5,
How are you?
4, 3, 2, 1. Official top. Plus 1, 2.
We now have Moitza joining us.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Congratulations on your dive.
Thank you. It means a lot. Finally, after 3 red cards.
Yes, we have Iru going now.
Nice. 69 meter. Dive time 2 minutes 05.
69 meters, yeah. And she announced 2:05. A really nice, slow kicking technique.
She's really like a mermaid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is a really cool technique, discipline. I know there are a few people who actually do mermaiding here. I think
The one guy, yeah?
I think yeah, Afa actually brought his mermaid tail,
that's
and there are lots of people who wanted to give it a try, but I don't think we've had a chance yet.
That's amazing. I want to try also. So.
Yeah, well, send him a message and let him know. Okay, we're hitting free fall. Nice little adjustment there. Yeah, you can sort of feel when you're a little bit out of alignment, and as you can see here, Iru is making small adjustments to the fin.
Yeah. Oh, super.
Nice, easy dive. Grab the tag, she's on her way up.
Ah, she has the tag in her one. Where she has
I think she might be holding
it. Yeah.
Some divers do that.
Yes, but it's hard when you came up. You know, you can't grab
Yes.
the rope.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I know a lot of divers have a like leg band that they put around their upper thigh. That's just a piece of Velcro.
I'm not there yet. I usually put it.
Stuck it in your hood. Yeah. I mean, you know, whatever works. If you can get it back up to the surface and
Yeah,
you're
of
happy
course.
with it, then yeah. Who are we to judge?
Of course. Okay.
Okay, looking nice. Kicking still looking quite strong.
Yeah.
go.
Okay, smiling.
Yeah, she's okay.
I think that was an easy dive for her.
I think so too. That looked very easy, coming up really nice and fresh.
You have a tag. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. There's the tag. Held in her hand.
White card.
White card. Amazing. I'm loving all of these white cards today. It's just one after the other after the other.
I think we have very nice conditions today. No current things.
The conditions are perfect. Yeah, and after the days that, especially the women have had, because you've sort of had to be the guinea pigs of, you know, because I mean the women started, then the men went after. Women started, men went after for each discipline.
Yeah, we are guinea pigs.
You were the guinea pigs that sort of had to,
yeah,
to see what the conditions were, and then the men just adjusted accordingly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh no.
Amazing.
Now it's Tiasha.
Yes, Tiasha is up next. Yep.
Oh yay.
Yeah.
On A line.
Sorry?
On A line, yeah.
For A line, yes.
Yeah, you see, we made matching nails like white cards.
Amazing! I love that.
So.
Yeah, because she also has that. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So today, I think it's a good day. So 2 white cards for us.
2 white cards, absolutely. Now she's doing a 68-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we said, okay, let's do like a few meters less than too much.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I mean, rather dive safely than push things and have a bad time.
Yeah. Okay, now fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, you see, she put her hand on her stomach so she can control the last inhale.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. And we begin. Diving with her arms at her sides.
Yes, okay, she's fast.
Yeah, going quite fast.
Okay, now mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel. Yeah, some divers will hold their nose clip when they do the mouthfeel just to make sure that they don't, you know, move it around or lose it.
It's easier for her because she had the feeling on her fingers.
Oh, so then does she actually hold hold the nose clip?
No, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's easier maybe to control equalization.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we have 55 meters.
Yeah. And even in this position too, you can see her elbow is tucked in, so it's not like flying out and creating drag.
Yeah. Okay, she has full mouth. That's
full
amazing.
mouth.
Super.
Yeah.
That's it.
Here we go.
Amazing.
Nice quick turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's easy for her.
Yeah.
She's a very strong girl, so now she can just enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, really, that's what you have to do. If you're not enjoying the dives, then what's the point?
No, it's very difficult sport. It's like mental sport, so you need to relax and enjoy the dive.
Otherwise, it's not.
No.
You're not doing it right. At least if you ask me.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some people who would disagree with like, you know, you have to push, you have to be competitive, but.
Yeah, you have to be, but not like.
Not like
crazy.
how you compete in other sports.
Yeah.
This is a.
It's like you need to compete with yourself, you know.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Okay, coming up.
Oh, breathe.
Breathing.
I'm okay.
She's okay.
That's my girl.
Oh my god.
You see?
Yeah.
Extra easy dive.
Extra easy dive. Feeling good. I think there's a lot of people who are just excited to have a not difficult dive.
Yeah.
I mean,
just to enjoy it.
Just to enjoy it, feel how it's supposed to feel.
So successful day for Slovenia team.
Look at you guys go.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, and see you.
Cool. Yeah. See you later. Oh, amazing dive. Just making it look really, really easy. Yeah, the vibe today is definitely lots of celebration, lots of enjoyment, dives for fun, how it should be. I mean, really. Yeah, I love this. Up next we have Clémentine Mélie of France doing a 55-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2 minutes. Again, wearing a low volume mask, so we will see probably see some regulation of air through the nose as she dives, but we'll obviously see when we get that far. At the French CMAS Championship, she placed 3rd in constant weight bifins and is the French champion in CNF. Yeah. And then in Charm, she placed 2nd overall, or sorry, 2nd place in CNF, 3rd in free immersion, and 3rd place overall.
Official stop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
When she's not diving, she likes baking pastries, which is something that I can't really relate to. I like cooking, but pastries and baking is not really my thing. But it's good that we have people out there like Clémentine who are doing it for us. She loves diving on coral reefs when she's in Egypt, and the natural marine parks in the south of France and Corsica. So we can see she's using her bifins. Staying really nice and relaxed. Nice, a turn. We can see she has attached the tag to a band around her leg. She's coming up. Kicking away. She says freediving has changed her whole life. She feels more connected to herself, to her body, and her mind. She feels much more at peace and a lot more confident too. I mean, and you know, diving really deep, winning competitions, you know, how can that not have an impact on your confidence? On the right-hand side, we can see one of our 3 photographers in the water with our divers, capturing all the action. Nice high grab. Already smiling as she comes up out of the water. The most important part of her dive training has been repeating dives. So diving to a PB and then continuing to dive that dive again and again and again until she feels completely comfortable and only then progressing to a deeper depth. White card for Clementine. Amazing dive. Yeah, just lovely. Again, you can see Chris in the background, her coach, and the coach for the whole French team. He was with us a lot yesterday, so if you want to get insights about what it's like to coach an entire French team of freedivers, get some other questions answered, get some insights on training, watch yesterday's live stream, day 6 of the AIDA World Championship. Up next we have Linda Maijont of Belgium. She is doing a 53-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:50. She used to hold national records in both CNF and constant weight bifins. And her last competition was at the World Championship in Nice in 2019. During her training, the biggest thing that she's worked on is her mouth fill and equalization, and just gaining awareness of all of the weird small muscles that if you've never done any kind of equalization training, take some time to sort of figure out how to move. Again, we see Linda using bifins. Oop, we got an early turn. You can see her moving her neck a little bit. Could be that she had a bit of an issue with one of her eustachian tubes not opening. I mean, as we said, you know, it's definitely something that you shouldn't push past. As you dive, there might be a urge to try and continue to push harder and harder until your ear does pop. But if your ear or your eustachian tube is very mucousy or something, there's a possibility that you might actually have, as you come back up, the air expands, and you have a reverse squeeze, which is where the growing amount of air pushes on the tissues going out, and can again cause damage to the sensitive tissues in your middle ear. So that's a yellow card. She will get some points, but obviously not as many as she would have if it were a white card. But again, in an effort to dive safely, making sure that, you know, we're okay, we're taking care of our bodies. The most important thing is to turn when you feel like you need to, and listening to your body in that way, especially if you're having equalization issues. There's always another dive, as I say. Up next we have Natalia Chernoborodova of Russia, doing 51 meters, announced dive time of 2 minutes. She notes that she really enjoys diving in cold lakes and says, quote, "We are crazy Russians." But reefs are okay. Man, yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again. I am not a fan of cold water. But, you know, if you're in a place that has cold water and you want to do some freediving, the thing is that if you learn and you learn freediving and you train in those kinds of conditions, your body will get used to them. And there's a lot of really great sort of training that you can do from doing cold water training. Again, getting used to the temperature, being able to relax even when you are cold. If you're diving in lakes, again, like we were talking about with Jennifer, maintaining your mental relaxation while you are in pitch black sometimes. All of those things play a big role in your training, and especially the mental side of your training. Again, for me, coming from a quarry diving background in South Africa, where the visibility can sometimes cut out at 15 meters because it's pitch black, and the water can be quite cold. Coming here to Cyprus and jumping in the water, I very quickly did a 48 meter dive when my PB was 43, and then a 50 meter dive pretty soon after that, and feeling very easy. So there's definitely something to be said for doing cold water training. Okay, and here she goes. Okay, again, we see bifins. You can see her hand on her nose, regulating the amount of air going into her mask. Also probably doing equalizations. I don't know if she can do hands-free or not, which is the voluntary opening of your eustachian tubes to just let air flow from your mouth, or from your sinuses and nasal cavity to your middle ear. Usually when you equalize, a little early turn. Usually when you equalize, you are applying a little bit of pressure, and that pressure forces the eustachian tubes open. But people who can do hands-free can open them voluntarily. Okay, coming back up, slowing the technique. Again, probably a bit of an equalization issue. You can see a little bit of air coming out of her mask. She's okay. Started freediving in February of 2020, so still a relatively newcomer to the freediving scene. But again, I mean, coming to the World Championships, doing some dives in front of the dive eye is really fantastic.
Yellow card, sorry.
It's a yellow card. Again, we'll get some points, but not all. But again, safety first. Cool. Come on and join me.
Hello.
Hello.
This is where you're living.
This is where I've been living, yeah. You can see all of my food scattered all over the place.
Keeping healthy, I like to see.
I'm trying my best, yeah. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, my name's Chris McKay. I'm the Chief of Safety for this competition. And beautiful conditions today. We're sitting here looking out over the ocean. So
incredible conditions. I mean,
these guys can't see that way. It's amazing.
They can't see that way. They can see a little bit over here in this area. But yeah, I mean, it's stunning today.
Just tell me what to talk about. Some diving, I guess?
Some diving, yeah, you know. Actually, you could talk a little bit about safety.
What would you like to know?
Let's see.
Questions. Where do you start?
Where do you start? Let's see. We can talk about the safety measures that we have in place for keeping the divers just completely safe.
Every diver that's going down, we've got 3 to 4 sets of eyes on them. We always have 2 deep, a deep diver, a shallower diver, a surface safety, and on the very deep dives we'll actually have a deep safety on the scooter as well. Mm-hmm. Typically the deep safety will be going down to 35 to 40 meters. And we sort of determine which dives will have the scooter, what sort of depth range we'll have those each day. It comes back to the conditions and the actual discipline. So obviously with the no fins diving, we had using the scooter a lot more.
Yes.
We always consider those as deeper dives.
Yep.
So we typically, on a run, just to estimate, we sort of add 20 meters to a CNF dive to work out our safety.
Yeah.
So a 40 meter CNF is more like a standard 60 meter
standard 60
sort of range. So
yeah.
Make sure we go deep enough to be
definitely
much more challenging discipline.
Yes, so. Absolutely, and especially when the conditions are not favorable.
Yes, I mean, the difficult days. And,
yes.
Everyone's held up very well. Some smart decisions and some tough decisions to make.
Yeah.
Early turns or just going for it. And you can see what happens with both of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who have we got coming in here?
We have Lydia Isaveja of Latvia doing a 50-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:45. This is also her, this is 5 meters deeper than her PB, which is 45 meters in CNF, or sorry, not CNF, constant weight. Oh, I've been marking as people get cards and stuff.
Yes. And it's amazing to see quite a few of the divers for this competition wearing the masks on some of the deeper dives.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely adds a little bit of.
Unfortunately, preparing. Oh,
whoop! Still.
What's going on here?
Still going. Oh.
She just wanted it, but yeah, there's sometimes I've been there where I'm not really quite feeling it, and then I look down just a little bit, just sort of see, I'm not there yet. And, it's just right there, and then you then eventually realize, actually, I just do need to turn around. Yeah.
Safety first.
Run out of air in the mouth.
Yep.
Stretching a mouthful there, whatever it was. But but you see that a lot in the World Championship because it's one discipline, one day, one shot. So the pressure is very much on for the divers. So very different what you see here as opposed to what you'd see in maybe a smaller competition where you might have 6 days where you can choose your dives on each day.
Right.
It gives people the opportunity to step back or step forward when they want to.
Exactly.
Whereas here you don't have that choice. It's
right. She's okay. Yeah, looking totally fine, totally fresh.
One of those white ladies. No tag.
Telling Judge she doesn't have her card.
Doesn't have her card, unfortunately. Whoop, a little bit of a wave there.
The swell rolling through.
Every now and then you just get a weird, little bit of swell that comes through, which just rocks you.
Because we have a lot of large ships moving through here, some of the wakes that come off some of the big container ships, even though they're several kilometers away, will actually still come through.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as a safety is swimming up, what are they looking for in a diver to know when to be jumping in, when to let them go?
It's always a good question. It's just watching the change of rhythm, anything that's unusual, any unusual movements. We do have a very clear indicator for the athletes if they want assistance on a dive, they can actually signal to the safety that they've had enough. Doing one of those and just say, look, just take me home.
Yeah.
So they made a call. And we've had that with the athletes. So if they've already disqualified themselves, they may, like in CNF, they may have pulled. they're already disqualified, so they may just ask for an assist just so they save energy, because
Right.
they may be competing in 2 days' time, and
Right.
it just means they stay fresher.
Exactly.
But the safes themselves, the big thing is looking for is erratic movements, any strange movements, and then obviously, if they can't continue their own movement to the surface, and they obviously need assistance. So it's a very quick judgment where we're looking at the speed of movement. They're not going to get back in time, and they clearly need assist.
Right.
So we don't want to leave them there too long, but we have to make sure that it is the right decision on behalf of the safety before we intervene.
Yes, absolutely. And when a safety does touch the diver, they're immediately disqualified.
If they give an assist, if they will give an upward movement, then definitely.
Okay, yeah.
But a couple times, if they've come in just about and you see the dive still okay, if it's just a light brush, which we don't want to happen, but if it's been a non-assist touch, then it will be ruled in favour of the athlete.
Okay, cool.
So it's not something we want to do, but you do occasionally have brushes with athletes.
Right.
As long as it's in a non-supportive way, as we refer to it in the rules.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, with safety being such a big priority and a big, being the thing, right? We want to make sure that we're being supportive of the athletes as much as we can be, so that they're diving safely. We're all just having a good time.
So a big thing as a safety team is to make sure we're meeting the athlete where we need to at the right time. So the key thing is actually being there for them. But in that regards, also just in terms of being here for the athlete, is also we try to be very supportive, very welcoming, very friendly. So all the safety divers will be greeting the athlete nicely, a little smile.
Yes.
And it just helps alleviate any tensions and any anxiety they may be feeling before they come into the dive. So one of the big things really try to push, and these guys have been great with it. It's just been just really open and friendly.
Yeah, and somebody who was up here earlier, I think it was Jenny, Jennifer Venland, was saying that she's noticed and is always so happy to see the safety divers because they are always smiling, they're always happy, supportive, hugging. It's just really great to see. We have Tatiana Skobo of Croatia doing a 50-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:55. She's primarily just here to enjoy the dives after a long period of not diving. She is a molecular biologist with a PhD in biology and regenerative there we go, medicine.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There's some good brains here.
There are some good brains here. She's been pursuing freediving for about 3 years now and has had a lot of support from Vitomir Maricic. Looks like another early turn. Fitting technique still looking good though. Nice and high grab. She's okay. No tag. But I mean, after the days that we've had with the conditions like they were, today's just nice to have a nice dive.
As long as we get an opportunity to come out and enjoy a dive, and it's very difficult coming in. It's coming to the World Championship. It's very much a chess game. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with the weather and the conditions. So athletes are trying to determine whether or not they need to announce what they can do or what they can do under difficult situations. So we're not the conservative, so athletes announce conservative. Athletes just go for it, and then all of a sudden, because no one knows what each other is announcing, it really comes down to the day.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because all of the divers announce their dives secretly.
That's right. It's a closed announcement, so no one knows until the start list comes out. Only the judges are aware of what each person announces. So it's a good way to go, but it's very much a very clever gameplay that comes into it for a lot of the divers.
Yes, yeah, and especially, we saw yesterday with some of the top divers, rather than opting to grab for a tag, knowing exactly the number of points that they actually needed for the event.
Yes. Yeah, with Peter and Alexei is a perfect example.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Alexei and the following diver was Vitamin.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them.
Yes. Yep.
So yes, beautiful.
Yeah,
and they make the adjustments to their dive, and with the conditions, you still don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. So here we can see some of the dives that we've had so far, some of the dives coming up. And then what we don't see here is that after the women's constant weight, we do have 2 men constant weight bifins divers who are going to be doing their dive still from the second day, when we had to cancel the second day due to intense surface conditions.
That's correct. So we had changeable conditions, but I think today is probably, so far, has been the best conditions we've seen to date.
I think so too. Yeah.
This competition.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair too, this is what the conditions were like the full 2 weeks before the comp. It was like this. Amazing. Really almost every day. You get a little maybe choppy at the end of the day, or like towards maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon. But I mean, morning time was like this every single day.
Very glassy out here. Just nice light swell coming through. So very pretty.
Yeah.
It's a pretty location here.
It really is. Yeah, this is a beautiful location.
Water's super clear. Temperature's quite warm.
Yeah, I brought a 3 mil just to be safe, not knowing what I would need. And I've only used my 1.5, if that. I've done a lot of jumping in just in my swimsuit.
Yeah, in there for a few hours, we definitely need something a little bit warmer.
Absolutely.
I have noticed in a couple of days, but it's been very nice in there today.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to chase me out of here, just let me know.
No worries, it's all good. Okay, here we have Katsiarina Spirina of Bulgaria. Belarus, excuse me. I don't know why that keeps tripping me up. I'm sure I've said that for all of her dives. So please excuse me, Katsiarina. She's doing a 50-meter dive. This is a national record attempt and has announced 150 for this dive. Again, using the monofin. She does have a nice streamlined position. Her chin is slightly tucked in. Maybe a little far away from the line, but...
See a little bit of tension on the lanyard there, so yeah, she can definitely steer it a little bit there. So the hand on the lanyard is just guiding herself, so she's aware of it, using that as a direction finder for where the line is, so she stays facing it.
Yeah.
Ready to reach in. There she is on the ball.
There we go. Reaching down. Getting the tag. And here we go. Nice streamlined position coming off the bottom plate. And nice small kicks.
See that screen?
Yeah, there's a little bit of glare.
The safeties on the way up.
Yep. Letting the air come out through her mask, or through her mouth, excuse me. Nice slow surface protocol. Again, divers have 15 seconds to complete it. So may as well use that full time to do your recovery breaths and do everything slowly.
Supporting the diver, removing her lanyard, removing the gauge. So big thing with the safeties as well is we want to prepare that line and give as much time on the line for each of the divers.
Right.
So the more time on the line, more time on the lag. So Hence, lots of relaxation time, lots of smiles and welcoming, vibes and energy. The more relaxed the diver, the more likely the chance of success, and that's all we want to see.
Absolutely.
So no tension, no, trying to keep any stress out of the environment.
Exactly.
So there's little details that make it a little bit easier for the diver, and it's already stressful enough without us having to increase that.
Yeah, exactly.
1 minute.
Exactly.
Yukine?
Yep, we have Yukine Toshinaga of Japan doing a 50-meter dive. Announced dive time 1:45. Again, Yukine is the one and only that I have personally given the Best Smile Award to. Every one of her dives, the best smile. Although she has had some people giving her a run for her money.
It's actually, you're very right there.
Yeah.
It's been nice ones.
Lots of smiling going on here.
The safety members here at Pavel, keep an eye on things while I'm up here chatting away.
Nice, nice. Someone's got to manage the team.
They're actually managing themselves incredibly well. So,
nice.
For a team that we didn't, we only came together for the competition and didn't have any time to do any pre-training. Hello, Pavel. Keep an eye on things. This team has come together very, very quickly, very fast, very strongly. So not exactly the most polished, but definitely very strong, very confident, and very capable team.
I've been so impressed with their ability to just jump in exactly when they need to, keeping the divers safe, and balancing that line between, letting the diver do as much as they can on their own, but knowing when is the right time to rescue.
The thing is, knowing, and one of the big things when teaching a safety team is, I don't know if you want to talk about Yukine going down here, she's looking lovely.
Yeah.
It's all about Yukine at the moment, so.
Cool, yeah.
Looking lovely.
She actually says that at the Infinity Depth Games last year, she dove in a Spider-Man costume, which, is very, very typically Yukine. She's always joking, always laughing.
She overshot.
There we go. And here she comes.
Probably because we're talking too much, she couldn't hear her alarm.
She's also a costume designer. So she's done a lot of costumes and has done a lot of photography with Kostas, one of the photographers here. And again, looking good. Wearing a fair amount of weight. I don't know how thick her wetsuit is. Obviously, the more thick your wetsuit is, the more weight you sort of need to put on for balancing yourself. If you've never taken a freediving course before, you should go take one because they will tell you exactly how to weight yourself correctly.
Absolutely. Find your neutral buoyancy at the right place.
Find your neutral buoyancy at the right place because overweighting yourself can be extremely dangerous.
Gaze up.
There we go.
Nice and fresh.
Smile once again.
I'm okay!
She's okay.
Nice clean protocol.
Very clean.
And she has a tag. And provided that protocol is completed within that allotted 15 seconds, should be a favourable result.
Yeah. I love her smile. Yep, white card.
And everyone here wants to see white cards. A lot of judges, the goal is to find reasons to give you a white card as opposed to the opposite. That's what it's all about. Here for the athletes, supporting the athletes, and trying to give them an environment they can do all of this comfortably and as safely as possible. And it's amazing seeing people doing PBs in competitions because it's a very difficult environment to do so. Emotionally and psychologically.
Absolutely.
So those who do, congratulations, because I think it's an amazing thing to do.
It really is.
And to go and set a world record in this type of competition structure really is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So Alexei doing a bi-fins record a couple of days ago.
Yep.
Just astounding.
Yeah, really incredible.
A bit more.
Because you get one day, one shot, one time slot, as opposed to other competitions where you have multiple days to pick and choose which would be most favourable to you.
Right. Well, in a way too, you can kind of build up to it as well.
Exactly.
Getting the feel of the competition, getting the feel of the safeties, the judges, all of that stuff.
The psychological pressure in In the standard format competition, there's much less.
Yeah.
So you find that provided it's a World Championship style of format for the competition, but in a World Series, World Championship like this, it's not as easy due to the fact you just one day, one discipline, one dive.
Right.
Really, it's a make or break.
Yeah, and I really admire all the athletes for that. Like the mental fortitude and strength that comes with doing these events.
Nice way to describe it. Yeah, mental fortitude.
Yeah.
And then that's where we just key thing, just keep everyone relaxed, keep it smooth, keep it on time.
Yeah.
A lot of work to do. A lot of attention is paid onto each of the divers, but trying to keep it as comfortable as possible.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, the weather doesn't always want to play the game with us.
Nope.
Which we found the last few days, but everything else we can control quite well.
Yeah.
Line is set
exactly.
48 meters.
Up next we have Suwon Kim of South Korea, 49-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:50. You can see Suwon has her own dive computer attached to her neck weight. A lot of divers leave their dive with their dive computer around their neck or shoved in their hood. That is so that they can hear their dive alarms. They have set either for when to take a mouth fill, to recharge their mouth fill, or when they're getting close to the bottom. I actually need to reset all of my own dive alarms because they are set for when my PB was 35.
That's great. How's your diving going?
It's been good. I haven't had a lot of time recently to dive, but during the few weeks before the pre-comp, I was able to get a new PB of 50 meters.
Well done.
Which was nice.
That's fantastic.
Felt very good too. Definitely more in there, but I want to do the slow and safe progression thing.
And that's how it should be.
Absolutely.
It's one of the sports we really can't rush through too fast.
Right. I mean, with mental aspects, the physical aspects, all the different aspects, if one of them is not up to the same snuff as the others, you're going to have a difficult time. Suwon doing bifins.
So you see a lot of the athletes these days, not as many having the Monofin. The Monofin was such a popular trend, still a beautiful tool and a beautiful technique and style. But they are very specific. They're great for deep, they're great for pool, they're great for speed. But if you want to go out and play and go enjoy the ocean and snorkeling and such and playing around, then the Monofin is not quite as practical.
Yeah, it's really not very practical.
It's very specific.
Yeah.
For a specific task.
Absolutely.
So that's why bifins, once it's come back in, has become very popular.
You can see a really nice mouthful there. Reaching the bottom. This one is looking super relaxed.
Nice smooth turn.
Her last competition was at the Only Depth Challenge in Cebu, Philippines, where she won 3rd place overall for the women.
What was that signal she just gave?
I don't know. Is she? Hopefully she's not doing it at me.
She didn't flip you the bird, did she?
I don't know. Maybe she did. Looking really nice and relaxed, though.
You'll notice the safe dives always take specific positions. Each has a different role to do in the event of an incident. So that's why they position themselves the way they do.
Yeah.
Depths.
Face here.
Really strong grab on the line. I'm okay. Very nice. Suwon teaches Korean online. She has clients from all over the world who she does a lot of.
Planning to go to Korea? It's a lovely place.
I would love to. It seems absolutely stunning. I love eating food in general, and so I'm really big on like all of the street food and just like I'm a little hungry. I'm gonna just stop at this place right here. Oh, I'm not hungry for this. This is really good.
Definitely a place I'd like to get back to is Korea. So
yeah,
hopefully in the near future, once all this travel restrictions gets sorted out.
Yes, absolutely.
See what these governments are going to do.
Yes, yeah, and hopefully soon with all the vaccination stuff going on. Yes, please.
Please, if you're watching at home.
Please.
Sort of out.
Amazing. Yeah.
Going in next.
Up next, we have Judith de Waard of the Netherlands, doing a 48-meter dive, announced dive time of 1:45. This is her first competition, and 1 year ago she took her first freediving course. In that course she dove to about 6 meters and remembers even at that depth just feeling completely enamored with the sport.
Fabulous.
That's really true. I mean, you take a course and you experience this whole other world. You experience these amazing feelings of like your body doing something incredible. And it's just really, I think it's an experience that a lot of us have. At least for me, I know I have that.
I think a lot of people definitely associate with that. Not realizing you can find such freedom mentally and physically in the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice finning technique. Again, arms tucked in. It looks like she's using one hand to equalize. So you can see her elbow is tucked in, tight to her chest to maintain streamline. Yep, there we go.
There she is.
There's the bottom.
Well done, Judith.
Yep. Shove the tag in the hood. Judith considers freediving extreme meditation, which I think is definitely a good way to put it, especially if you're doing any kind of dry training, sitting there and, I do a lot of dry breath training sessions and coaching sessions, and one of the things that you are doing is you are sitting with the feeling to the urge to breathe, but knowing that you can hold your breath, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that definitely takes some mental resilience and some meditation to do. Okay, mask off. She's okay. You can see the tag a little bit out of her hood. I'm sure the judges will ask for it.
Very nice, Judith.
Yeah, a very nice dive. Actually, you could see on her lanyard there was a braided.
You don't want to hang your keys and those little furry animals or something.
Yeah, you don't want the keychains on it.
No keychains, no souvenirs from your holiday clipped onto that thing.
Ah, shoot.
A little bit too much resistance. It needs to be there, easily accessible, but you don't want it too accessible to other items that could get wrapped around it.
Sure, that's very true. Okay.
But definitely not an issue there.
Yeah, absolutely. Up next we have Anastasia Posnikova of Russia.
Every day, when you're spending 5 to 6 hours in, we're sitting about, it's not cold water, but we're sitting about 25 degrees, 24 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
The energy levels do wane. And, doing lots of dives.
In between, they're doing a dive and then they wait on the surface for like 7-8 minutes.
Yes, correct.
And they do another dive.
Yep.
7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Another dive.
And this is over about 10-minute intervals, but yeah. So and doing that for so we've got 6 dives per hour, 5. Doing 25 to 30 dives. So it's not a huge number of dives, but it's a long session. And
it's a very long session.
In the early briefings, it's not the physical aspect of this. It's not difficult. Doing those dives aren't difficult. It's just staying alert and switched on. You're constantly, eyes are flicking all over the place. Each dive, you'll check. You look at the depth 2 or 3 times. You just can't help it.
Yeah.
Reset. What's this dive? And you check it again. And check it again. And check it again. So that's what everyone's doing that. Because one thing we don't want is any issues. So,
of course.
Watching the dive, watching the connection, watching the gauge, checking this, looking that, watching the current, looking the baby. So that you actually get mentally fatigued
Of
fast
course.
and become physically fatigued.
Yes.
Because they're required to be switched on the whole time.
Right.
Entering the water 8 a.m. until getting out at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
They get breaks and everything to make sure everyone's staying healthy and fit. The biggest thing is we look after our safety. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Anastasia.
Anastasia, yes. Oh, she says that she loves CNF because it is absolute freedom. And yeah, I mean, I would agree. It's definitely easier than. Well, and as I was saying before too, if you get an injury to your eardrum, you create scar tissue there, which is not as flexible, and you can hurt more easily in the future.
Fortunately, where it joins the regular tissues around it, it's not as flexible here. So.
Yes. Okay. Mask off. She's okay. The other thing to remember too is that these athletes have had a long competition, like not only physically but also mentally. And I know, they have time in between to rest and to recover, and they do have a day off. But with a lot of the cancellations or that sort of stuff, okay, we have a yellow card.
Yellow card for early turn.
For early turn, with a lot of the cancellations, some of the athletes have been going 2 days in a row.
This is very true. It has been a challenging competition for them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean mentally too, with all of the changes in with the current and with the weather, and then we're gonna get on the boat. We're getting ready. We're in the water. A little bit of a break, waiting for the current to get better. That stuff. I mean, the dive does not start when you're in the water and you start your dive. The dive starts the morning of, the night before, with mental preparation, with relaxation, with clearing your mind. And it does take it takes energy to do.
It takes up planning, yes. So your mind's on the game the whole time.
Yeah.
And this is what makes it difficult. The athletes did beautifully yesterday where we come out and we did have a delayed start. And so these guys are waking up at the time that'll suit their dive, eating at a time to suit the dive. Then when there's a change to that official top, all of a sudden it really becomes quite challenging. And the guys did really well with it yesterday. Thankfully, we have a delayed start yesterday, and we did notice the changing conditions really worked out in favour of the athletes. So we had a slight wind change which affected the current, and as predicted, and it really settled down. So really happy with how things went yesterday.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the day before we were hoping the current would change as the wind picked up, but unfortunately the wind picked up and the current did not.
Yes.
There's no.
But we can't control the weather, so
no, we can't.
We do what we can. And again, keeping the divers safe is the priority. Up next we have Soonhae Ham, excuse me, sorry, of South Korea. Ooh, looks like I lost my screen there. Soonhae is doing a 46-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:30. There we go. We are back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Official top +1.
She has a PB of 55 in constant weight, but after she hit that PB, she sort of plateaued and actually ended up moving backwards a little bit. And so her goal during this competition is to very slowly be working her way back up to that PB, which again I think is a really wise way to dive.
Yeah, freediving's it's a long game. You don't want to rush it. It's a sport you can develop very quickly in it, but as we start reaching certain depths, that progression curve definitely reduces very quickly.
Yes,
It
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And again, we never want to be progressing too quickly. We always want to be comfortable with the depth that we're diving to. Slow progression, 2 meters, 3 meters.
When it comes to progression, you can only... where is she going? There she is, taking a tag. Well done.
Very nice.
Beautifully.
Yeah.
And with progression depth, you can only measure it against yourself, how you're feeling at each step of the way. It's really a sport of you against you, not you against someone else.
Exactly.
Developing.
Exactly.
So it's very important to only measure against yourself.
Really nice technique there. Again, the movement starting with the abs and rolling down.
Approaching the surface. It's okay. Fixed your screen permanently there. It's actually good things we can actually look down the surface and you can see her there.
You can see she's up on the surface.
She's pretty happy. We're up here.
Have to improv. No idea what I'm looking at.
No screen in front of you?
No screen, but we do have Petra Marisic of Croatia diving next. She's going to be diving 45 meters with an announced dive time of 1:45.
Up.
Let's see. What we got.
What do we know about Petra?
Let's see. So this is, I believe, her second competition.
And lock.
First competition, she set a bunch of PBs, with free immersion being 38 meters, constant weight bifins being 38, and constant weight no fins being 33. There we go. I can now see the screen again. And there she is, breathing up, nice and relaxed on the surface. The entire Croatian team has a GoFundMe page. They are using to not only compete at this event, but also to compete at the event. I would actually say a fair number are not sponsored.
The majority. Yeah.
Yes.
Good thing in the European freedivers, a lot of them do obtain either club or government support.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, there are AIDA clubs that pay to assist and support the divers. But even still, they always appreciate extra support. So if there's anybody out there who wants to either support the divers, you can check them out on their Instagram pages, and yeah, reach out to them if you want to help sponsor them. I'm sure they'd be very happy to take lots of photos of any gear that you're letting them use, or just photos of a sticker on their wetsuit.
Definitely help to grow the sport.
Definitely would help to grow the sport. Absolutely. Petra started diving 3 years ago. Prior to that, she was the best female Croatian National Junior Weightlifting Champion in 2014.
Wow.
Which, yeah, that is pretty cool.
Very different sport.
Very different sport, indeed. And she's working towards a sports medicine specialty in school. Yeah, medical doctor of occupational medicine and sports medicine.
30 seconds.
30 meters.
And then her biggest supporter throughout her career has been her brother, Vitamir, of course.
45 seconds.
Hello, Vitamir.
Ooh,
Unfortunately,
turn.
early turn. We need you here today, Vitamir.
Yeah.
Need you in the water.
35.
Still a really nice dive, though. Really nice free fall.
30 meters.
And again, as I was saying before, like, you know, today's conditions are so nice that it's, I don't know. It's just nice to just enjoy the dive versus having some kind of goal in mind. I mean, we have goals in mind, but just enjoy the dive to the extent that you can. The other thing too is that, you know, for a lot of the athletes, this is the last day of the comp, and there's definitely something to be said for leaving a comp on a positive note.
Absolutely. Everyone wants to come away with the results they set out to achieve, but you also want to just enjoy and enjoy the sport, continue enjoying the sport itself.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, nice high grab. Looking okay?
No tag, but sorry about that.
No tag, but still a really nice dive. And with a yellow card, she will get some points.
Some victory, yes.
Still done.
Yes.
Just so quick with a pen. I forgot what I was looking at.
So quick.
Which is happy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Again, really nice dive. And, I mean, every dive should be celebrated.
Exactly. As we try to with the guys as well, regardless. It's nice dive, you enjoyed it. You may not have picked up a piece of Velcro.
Yeah.
The thing is, we're doing this for a piece of Velcro.
Right.
It's a crazy sport, but a very addictive sport.
Yes, absolutely. You can very much get lost in the sport.
Or find yourself, if you want to get really deep.
Or find yourself, yes, that's true.
Glorious day here.
Really is.
Everyone should come to Cyprus. Are you giving us some plugs up here? The organizer?
I've given him a few plugs. We can give him another
one.
one.
No, that's enough.
last one.
So the organizer for the event is it's certainly not his first rodeo, as you would say.
No.
He's done this a few times, and he runs a very good show here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very well organised, and the logistics are huge in a big event like of this caliber.
Yeah.
There's so many things to cover.
Yes, and he's been doing a very good job with covering everything from making sure the athletes are comfortable on the boat to making sure boats are running on time, making sure everything after the dives themselves are taken care of, the boat is actually ready.
Just doesn't stop. Long days. He's been doing this for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
Up before sunrise and finishes well after sunset.
Yep.
So long days and a lot of infrastructure and putting up shade and medical boats and making sure the doctors are happy and all the medical team looking after his safety very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
We've been eating very well.
Yeah.
Sleeping well. It's great. It really makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So looking after the athletes and everyone who's supporting you, makes things really runs much smoother.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, all those things just running smoothly means the only thing the athletes have to do is show up on the day, get ready, do their dive, and get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. Okay, we have Lydia Lijic of Croatia doing a 42-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2:05. So a much slower dive. So we should see maybe a bit slower of a finning technique. Yep, already we see a slower finning technique. She discovered freediving at the age of 16 and has basically been her passion in her life since then. She holds records in various disciplines. On my notes I have written down that she has World Championship records. Ooh. Early turn.
She should turn without...
Really?
I don't know if she made contact with the rope with her hand then.
Yeah, I don't know. I was busy reading notes.
I would be surprised. I don't know if... equalization issues there because we're coming down so slow. Obviously, she announced a quite long dive time, but maybe she was expecting some problems in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Unfortunately, it didn't work in her favour.
Yeah, totally fine. Probably just equalization issues.
Shame to see. Sorry, Lydia, but beautiful nonetheless.
Yeah.
Lovely to have all these people here.
It really is. And, I mean, I've said this quite a few times, but the family vibe of this whole event is just amazing. Everyone is so supportive, everyone is so friendly, everyone is so welcoming. It's just really a fantastic environment to be a part of.
That's where you find a lot of the athletes come to these events. It's not necessarily not necessarily you're trying to achieve records as such, but just love being in the freediving competition itself, because it really is a reunion every time you come to these events.
Yeah.
Even though it's for the first time for me in a competition in the Mediterranean, knowing so many people here, whether it's be the safeties or the judges, all of the large number of the judges are really good friends with, and a lot of the athletes as well.
Yeah.
When they've come over the Caribbean side, where it's a little bit, generally a little bit warmer. But these conditions here are spectacular. There's one place to dive in Roatan, and this is surface conditions and visibility is very similar to that.
Really?
I'm surprised, actually.
Okay.
Yesterday, last couple of days, we had 40 metre visit. You can see the bottom plate at 40 metres the last couple of days, which is really, really clear water.
Amazing clarity, yeah. I've never dived in water this clear before. I mean, again, coming from South Africa, where the conditions aren't optimal for lots of visibility, but still. I have seen a lot more wildlife in South Africa than here.
I was just thinking exactly the same thing.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
The only thing we're missing is some visitors that come swimming around.
Exactly. Yeah. Although on the other side of Cyprus, there is a underwater museum.
They have one here. I wasn't aware of that.
Yes, it's beautiful. Beautiful area. Lots of really cool underwater statues. I took a photo of Suan doing one of her dives in it, and it looks really cool.
How deep's the museum?
Maybe 10 meters, if not a little bit less. Yeah, really accessible. And you just swim out from shore to it, maybe a 10-15 meter, or not 10-15 meter, 10-15 minute swim, depending on your ability. But I mean, yeah, it was stunning.
What are the statues like? What are the statues of? What do they have in there? All sorts of things?
There were trees, there were underwater weird plant vine things.
1 minute.
There were some statues of people holding cameras, like handheld cameras.
Yeah.
There were cages with security cameras in them.
Huh.
I don't know.
Strange.
It was strange.
I haven't seen any photos. I need to check that out.
Yeah, you should.
Unfortunately, I won't have time on this trip. I have to come back, I hope.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Hope we get invited back in the future.
Well, you can follow all of the divers on their Instagram accounts, and many of them have been taking photos of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Also, they've had some days where they've gone off and they've dived on that side. So, yeah, if you're interested in seeing more of what these divers are doing, make sure you are following them on all of their social medias. Up next, we have Henrietta Kirjärvi of Finland, doing a 40-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:20.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Official top plus 1.
Again, here with her partner, Christian.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
She actually got started freediving because Christian kept asking her to coach him in the water, and then she then fell into doing the competitions herself. So they've both been coaching each other, pulling the noodles out from under each other. They're both very, very nice. I don't know if you had an opportunity to hang out with them at all, but they're just very lovely people to hang out with.
Sadly, I have had very little time to get in interact with the athletes. Sorry guys, I wish I could see and chat and meet with you. Unfortunately, my days are also generally pretty long.
Your days are very long, yes. Okay, turning off the bottom.
Good on you, Henrietta.
Nice technique. Again, motion starting from the abs, rolling down the body. Yeah, really nice dive.
Well, this has been nice to see how you lived up here. I'm going to actually go and do some work shortly.
Cool. No worries. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
I hope I didn't disrupt your broadcast.
No, not
well
even
done,
a little
Henrietta.
bit. Yes. Congratulations, Henrietta.
47. Thanks, Steph.
Another amazing white card.
Next dive, we have 147
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me.
Pleasure.
Answering some questions.
No problem.
And
first time we came up top of the boat here, there's a lovely view up here.
it is
Your
really
office
nice.
isn't too bad.
It's not too bad. There's a nice breeze. I just wish that the foliage covering the area over there I was moved a little bit so I could actually see.
Yeah, make it a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, but
you love
I have a
feed,
screen,
you
so
love
it's,
feed.
it's all good.
Right.
Cool. Thank you
very
so
much.
Cool. See you later,
guys.
Okay.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Access could be worked on.
Access could be worked on a little bit. Yeah, if you don't know, there's a very industrial-looking ladder that all the divers have to climb up to get up here. And if you're not wearing shoes, it can kind of hurt your feet. So that's why I'm one of the only people on the boat actually wearing shoes at the moment, because that ladder hurts my feet. Okay. There we go. We've got Arthur, one of the safeties, being the goofball that he is. Okay. Last for the women of the day, we have Sandrine S. Louis of Luxembourg,
121.
doing a 36-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:35 and is a national record. Again, following rule number 1 of freediving. Oh, there we go. More safeties. Getting some foodies in. Sandrine is demonstrating the first rule of freediving, which is you always need to look good. Wearing all matching pinks and blacks and whites, even down to her fingernails. The only thing that she's missing is a pink noodle, which, as we heard earlier in the week, there is apparently a noodle shortage in Limassol. A lot of the divers were out looking for new noodles and that sort of stuff, and either we bought them all out, or people have just, they're in high demand. So a lot of the divers have been sharing their pool noodles with each other, and I would be remiss if I didn't bring up one more time the fact that pool noodles and flotation devices for divers breathing up on the surface would be a fantastic investment, and if anybody's interested, please do let me know. Here we go. She's doing bifins. Again, hand moving to the face to pinch the nose. Equalizing. Nice fin technique. She's only been training in lakes, as that's all she really has available to her. But I know she's been diving with a club, and after this experience, I'm sure she'll have lots to tell and teach them, and hopefully we'll see more people from Luxembourg. Luxembourgians? That's not right. More people from Luxembourg joining us at world competitions. Yeah, safety divers there, photographer there. Sandrine looking really nice. There she is, grabbing the line. Doing really strong recovery breathing first before she does anything else. She's okay. Showing us the tag. Waiting for the judge's decision. There we go. Lovely. Congratulations, Sandrine.
Thank you to all people who have believed in me. And for all the advice.
watch? Can we have your watch?
Yeah. No, I don't. Keep it now.
Take care of those.
I believe she has competed in every event, every discipline except for constant weight no fins.
36.
She's done really nice consistent dives all across the board, and definitely has to be happy with all of her dives.
Fucking dive on me.
Okay, so Sandrine was the last of the women diving today. We now have 2 men making up their dives from the other day.
All right.
We now have Yunam Cha of South Korea doing a 47-meter constant weight bifins dive with an announced dive time of 140. If we could, let's throw up some support in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what your favorite dive was today. I want to see the love in the chat. You know, I'm looking nice and relaxed here on the surface. You can see he's wearing a neck weight around his neck. As we talked about before, divers will often put weight around their neck because that sort of turns your body into an arrow, so to speak, or even a javelin, you could say, because where the tip goes, in this case where your head goes, the body will follow. So it's a way to sort of assist with keeping yourself streamlined. And if you have weight on your waist and you're a little unbalanced, you can it's easier to fall out of streamlined position with with weight around your waist only. Beautiful shot from underwater. Again, really amazing conditions here. You're now taking a nice full breath on the surface. And here he goes. Okay, here we begin. You can see a really nice technique here. He has his chin slightly tucked in. You can see his hands resting on his thighs. It's keeping his profile nice and slim, so he's nice and streamlined through the water. A little bit of a bend in his knees, but the fin's nice and straight. Really nice and relaxed. Touchdown. Again, a diver is allowed 1 pull on the candy cane area, but a lot of divers will opt to not, just because it's one extra thing to sort of, if you're not thinking about it, you can sort of, and as we've seen, there's sometimes a diver will pull twice, which obviously pulling twice or pulling above the candy cane will disqualify you. Looking really nice and strong with his arms in a nice streamlined position. You can see his arms were basically sandwiching between his 2 ears. Up nice and high in the line. In recovery, he's okay. Yeah, looking nice and fresh.
And I see you have a tag. Something from the bottom of this.
He's got the tag.
Your turn, Maya. Or
And a white card. There we go. Lots of love from coach, from the safeties.
Thank you very much.
Really nice dive.
What did he announce? 0.0.
Finally, we have Andre Goetz of Croatia.
Dive 12.
Doing a 37-meter dive with an announced dive time of 1:35. Again, this is bifins.
Checkbox done.
And specifically bifins making up the second day where athletes were unable to complete the day due to surface conditions. In the water with him, we see Vitamir coaching him today. Has a little bit of an itch on his head, so hopefully he got that. Andre has a personal best of 40 meters in this discipline. Constant weight bifins. And he competed in the Adriatic Depth Trophy competition in 2020, where he did 30 meters constant weight bifins. His favorite discipline is constant weight bifins because he's had a lot of practice with this discipline. A lot of practice in this discipline. And has been working hard on refining it, which definitely, once, when you start freediving, you sort of figure, you feel like you know what you're doing, but then after a while you realize that there are a lot of things that you can improve. And working with a coach and with a school or a club is a really great way to sort of level up your freediving. So if you're not already, get out there, try and find any kinds of coaches or clubs in your area and join. It's a really cool group of people. You'll get a lot of really awesome experience, a lot of really great feedback, and you'll have a buddy to dive with. Many buddies to dive with, which again is one of the most important things of freediving. Okay, and here he goes. He loves diving on shipwrecks and says that freediving has taught him how to relax more and also have better focus, which is definitely something that I can attest to. Going. Swimming down, grabbing the tag, and coming back up. Keeping the line nice and close to him. Okay, there's our first safety. There's our second safety.
You have to be the water then.
There he goes. Breaches the surface.
I'm okay.
He's okay. And he's got the tag. Yeah, looking good and fresh.
Smile.
I have to say it's really great to have seen everybody grab nice and high on the line today. Even though the conditions are perfect, I love when people grab high on the line. Okay, that's a white card. Very nice, Andre. Fantastic dive. Whew.
Last one finished.
There he goes.
Congratulations to everyone.
Hello.
Watch. Yeah.
You just missed Andre's last dive. But it was a white card. He was successful. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I'm joined by Sandrine.
Yes. Hello,
Of
everybody.
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
Yes.
Yes. I've just finished my dive and it was fantastic.
It looks really nice, and the conditions are perfect today.
Yeah, the conditions are really, really top. I want to dive again.
You could sign up to do an opener tomorrow or on the makeup day. I mean, I don't know. I think they had a list already,
yeah,
but
I have to check. But why not? Because thanks to all the people I met here, I found out now how to equalize correctly. Because before it was complicated for me, and I arrived at 36, and I said, "Oh no, I'm already there. I can go."
you can still equalize.
So it was fantastic. So I really want to thank everyone who has helped me. And try to explain how to put your tongue, how to put air in, how to. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of very subtle things that happen when you're equalizing that if you don't have it explained to you, you sort of have to figure out on your own. And
yeah, I look some video, but you know, when you look video and it's not the same when people are next to you explaining and see what you're doing and can correct what you're doing.
Exactly.
And then you improve and finally...
Yeah, then you get it. Amazing.
Okay, so it was a nice day today. I
Very
think
nice day.
We have quite a lot of white cards.
Yes, yeah, and actually if we could throw up the all of the results from today on the screen, that'd be fantastic. We can see only white and yellow. A few did not start.
Yeah.
But no red cards,
Yeah,
no disqualifications, no blackouts.
No blackouts, yeah.
Most importantly, which is what we love to see.
Yeah.
This is how I like to watch freediving. No blackouts, everyone just having happy dives, safe dives.
So
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
was my first competition and I have 3 national records.
Yeah, amazing, congratulations. Yeah.
And I was really, really happy for that last dive. It was fantastic.
Yeah, what a way to finish off the competition for you.
Sorry?
What a way to finish off the competition for you. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But now it's finished. But we have the men tomorrow and we have the last list on the 30th. So.
Yes, men tomorrow doing constant weight.
Yeah.
And then we have a few makeup dives for people who still haven't finished off.
Their stuff for this week because of bad condition or delay or report or whatever.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
today we can continue because the conditions are perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's really amazing. So now you can go for a swim?
I'm going to try to, yeah. I'd like to get in the water at least once. But before I do that, I'm going to say, make sure that you are following AIDA Freediving on Instagram. All the results for the competition will be posted on aidainternational.org. If you scroll down to the 27th AIDA World Championships logo, click on it. Along the menu on the top, you will see Start/Results. Click on that, and then today will be day number
7.
Today is number 7, but because the first 2 days on the website are pre-comp days, it will be day number 9 that you'll click on for today's results.
Correct.
So yeah. And then, aside from that, make sure you're following all the athletes on their social media.
Yeah.
Make sure you're following me on social media.
Of course.
Of course.
He's
of
the
course.
best.
Thank
He's
you.
the best.
And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for the men's constant weight day.
Yes, with nice results as well.
Yes, nice results as well.
Okay, super.
Cool. Bye. Have a nice day.